Down there, Quigley. That great opportunity for himself. Stephen Quinn with the hat trick. Now Albino. And Albino finds the back of the net in his Illinois debut. His first career goal. Luke Corvo with the goal.
Thomas Colas, he's in. He shoots out in front. The captain is the savior again.
Thomas Colas finds the back of the net. Going in, it's a goal! Joe Nolan puts the line up 2-1.
We'll stop till we're legend.
I can't carry anymore. But waiting for somebody else to carry me. There's nothing that's there for me at my door. All the people I know aren't who they used to be. And if I try to change my life for more day, there would be nobody else to save. And I can't change into a person I don't wanna be. So, oh, it's Saturday night. Yeah. A break for the wicked on the weekend. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Swear to God, I ain't never gonna repent. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Yeah. Saturday night. I'm ready for the wicked on the weekend. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Swear to God, I ain't ever gonna repent. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Yeah. If I had one more day to wish, if I had one more day to be better than I could have ever been. If I had one more day to wish, if I had one more day, I could be better, but baby, oh, it's Saturday night. I'm ready for the wicked on the weekend. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Swear to God, I ain't never gonna repent. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Yeah. It's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday. It's Saturday night. Yeah. It's ready to go, it's ready to go, it's ready to go. It's Saturday night. Yeah. Do you wonder if the feeling is here tonight? 'Cause when it comes, well, you better hold on tight. Do you hear the thunder? Thunder rolling inside your mind. 'Cause when it comes, don't you take your time. Race there like a son of a gun, try to find a little room to breathe. One hand on the beat of a drum, one hand on the gasoline. Mama said don't light that spark unless you wanna feel the heat of power. Ooh, I'm going under. I'm falling so spellbound. 'Cause when it comes, so heavy is it that wears the crown. Race there like a son of a gun, try to find a little room to breathe. One hand on the beat of the drum, one hand on the gasoline. Mama said don't light that spark unless you wanna feel the heat of power. You wanna feel the heat?
And from the Big Pond in Champaign, Illinois, it's a Saturday night edition of Illini Hockey, presented by YouTube. The Illinois Fighting Illini play host the #1 ranked Lindenwood. Hi everybody, alongside Anthony Pasquale, I'm Stephen Cohn. Another great night of Illini hockey coming tonight as the Illini have a chance to dethrone the top team in ACHA Division 1, 17-0 now, the Lindenwood Lions. Let's get it off simple. What is it going to take tonight for the Illini to hand the Lions their first loss of the season?
Well, in 3 cracks at it, the best one was definitely yesterday. We didn't quite score as many as we needed to, but the 2 goals we gave up is definitely a big improvement on the 2 games we played in Lindenwood. Gave up a lot of goals then, so I think the team really knows how to defend this team after seeing them 3 times and having them on their home ice right where we want them on a Saturday is a good thing for the Illini.
Yeah, the Illini lost 2-1 last night. They were down 1-0 after 2 periods. Each team scored 1 1/3, and the Illini had a 6-on-4 with 7 seconds left and a face-off to the left of Lindenwood goalie Cooper Cedot, and they couldn't capitalize on that last second opportunity, so the Illini lost that one 2-1. But that was a much better showing than the 7-2 and the 6-1 losses the Illini suffered back in October in Wentzville. What changed last night that the Illini were able to capitalize and almost upset Lindenwood?
Well, the biggest thing you can see if you just look at box scores from both of the games, we had a different goalie. Elliot Girth played very well last night. I think after either the first or the second period, he had over 30 saves in the period. So, you know, he was getting peppered, but he made a lot of the saves. So you look at a guy like Elliot Girth that can really give this team some energy with some saves that he made. And even though the Illini are without 2 of their best scorers, the way Coach Fabrini shook up the lines today, I think I like where the Illini are at.
Yeah, it's the same top line as yesterday. Casper, but Bobby Ernstink and Thomas Kolas. But after that, it's almost a completely different set of forwards from yesterday. No Drew Richter tonight. Luke Forfar is still out for the Illini. Jack Healy bumped up to the second line. He's a center. John Moskalik, the second line. Vince Savino in the lineup. And Evan Sabo up to the third line. What do you like most of all these roster moves for today?
Well, you know, we talked about it in that game against Robert Morris. We talked about the 4th line being the energy line because all 3 of those guys can provide a lot of, obviously, energy to the line. So you look at it now, and all 3 of those guys are separated on 3 different lines now. So I think bringing that energy to all the lines and then keeping that first line, the biggest line we have that scores, obviously puts up the most points, is going to be huge today for the Illini.
And then you look at Lindenwood goaltender Cooper Cedot, the 6'1 sophomore from Northville, Michigan. He's 15-0 now this year. He's allowed 18 goals in 15 games. He has 5 shutouts. If not for Casper to Thomas Kolas yesterday, the Illini would have been shut out. What do the Illini have to do to beat this fantastic goaltender that he might be the MVP of ACHA this year?
Yeah, he's been a great goaltender. We saw it yesterday, and we saw it twice when we went over to Lindenwood earlier this season. He's a phenomenal goaltender, and just like Girth, he's going to get back-to-back starts tonight. And I think the biggest thing is don't expect to score early, especially with a good goalie like that. They're obviously their best early on in the game, so you got to wear them out as games go on. And I think the biggest thing to beating him is not letting him play with a lead early on. So if you can defend Lindenwood, keep it a 0-0 game, if at most 1-0, then you'll be able to start getting some goals a little bit easier because he's not going to be playing with a lead.
And then you're looking at the Lions. They scored 25 goals over 2 games against Arkansas back in mid-November. Then they played Ohio at Ohio. They won both those games 1-3-0, 1-4-3 in overtime. And then they didn't play for 9 weeks until yesterday. What do they have to do? Because yesterday it was a rusty start. They didn't score in the first. How can they beat the Illini again tonight?
Well, one of the things you mentioned is they were off for 9 weeks, so obviously everybody's fresh. You mentioned they're missing a lot of their guys, but still they've got fresh legs coming on the ice at all times. But another thing that I think that separates hockey teams great from good ones is you got to be able to win on the road. It's something the Illini have definitely struggled this season with. And like you said, Lindenwood, they're, I believe, 17-0, 15-0 with CDOT in net. Like you said, 9 weeks ago they won 2 games in Ohio, 2 games in Arkansas. So now here they come to the Big Pond and they snatch the first game of the series. The Illini got to prove what they're made of if they want to take this one.
And before we end the Illini Hockey pregame show alongside Anthony Pasquale, I'm Stephen Go. No Illini Hockey pregame show, though, is complete without a score prediction. It was 2-1 last night. That was a much closer margin than we saw the 2 times, 2 5-goal differentials back in October. What do we have tonight? Do the Illini hand the Lions their first loss of the campaign?
I think they do. I really do. I think it's definitely going to be a really tough win. Probably one that when you look back at the season for the Illini, this game's going to stand out. It's definitely not going to be pretty. It's going to be a really tough win, but a win's a win. I think the Illini take this one 3-2, might even take overtime.
Well, that'd be a fun game to play, I guess. The Illini looking to hand Lindenwood 17-0, its first loss of the season. That was the Illini Hockey pregame show. We'll be back with Illini Hockey next on YouTube.
Tonight we are victorious, champagne pouring over us. All my friends were glorious. Tonight we are victorious. I know you need it, do you feel it? Drink the water, drink the wine. Oh, we gotta turn up the crazy. Living like a washed up celebrity. Shooting fireworks like it's the 4th of July. Until we feel alright. Until we feel alright. I'm like a scarf trick, it's all up the sleeve. I taste like magic, waves that swallow quick and deep. Through the bait, catch the shark, bleed the water red. 50 words for murder, and I'm every one of them. My touch is black and poisonous, and nothing like my punch. Drunk kiss, I know you need it, do you feel it? Drink the water, drink the wine. Oh, we gotta turn up the crazy. Living like a washed up celebrity. Shooting fireworks like it's the 4th of July. Tonight we are victorious, champagne pouring over us. All my friends were glorious. Tonight we are victorious. Tonight we are victorious, champagne pouring over us. All my friends were glorious. Tonight we are victorious. Oh, we gotta turn up the crazy. Living like a washed up celebrity. Shooting fireworks like it's the 4th of July. Until we feel alright. Until we feel alright. Tonight we are victorious, champagne pouring over us. All my friends were glorious. Tonight we are victorious.
Will you hold the line when every one of them is giving up and giving in? Tell me, in this house of mine, nothing ever comes without a consequence and cost. Tell me, will the stars align? Will heaven step in? Will it save us from our sin? Will it? 'Cause this house of mine stands strong. That's the price you pay. Leave behind your heart and cast away. Just another product of today. Rather be the hunter than the prey. And you're standing on the edge, face up, 'cause you're a natural. I've been in harder stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Live
out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period, where players dash with skates aflash. The home team trails behind, but they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Third period, last game in the playoffs too. Oh, take me where the hockey players face off down the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up for the champs who win the drink. Now the final flick of a hockey stick and a one gigantic scream. The puck is in, the home team wins the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Morning comes and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue tonight, come on, celebrate. That's how we do. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my duck off the crib, the spot, the pad. But my house is your house if you throwing it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Pond in Champaign, Illinois for tonight's Saturday night edition of Illini Hockey presented by YouTube. Alongside Anthony Pasquale, I'm Steve Gold. Thanks for joining us here on this Saturday night. Should be another great game. 2-1 last night to score between the #1 ranked Lindenwood Lions At number 12, Illinois Fighting Illini. Lindenwood enters tonight's game 17-0, undefeated, one overtime win in those 17 games. They beat the Illini all 3 times. Illinois dressed in their heritage sweaters tonight. Those are the names of former Illinois players and coaches over the past 6 decades. They'll be going right to left here in this first period against Lindenwood goaltender Cooper Cedot, the Lions, in black, gold, and white. They'll be going left to right against Elliot Girth, and we're off. Underway, Kasparova drops it off for Jack Graham getting the start tonight after a fantastic night defensively against the Illini. And already 1 turnover in the Illini's offensive zone.
Yeah, it's going to be big for the Illini to just, as simple as it sounds, not do that early on.
Yeah, the Illini, it was 0-0 after a period in the last night's game, so the Illini were able to hold their own against a team that they lost to by a combined score of 13-3 back in late October. Playing the boards, Jack Graham again, trying to clear that puck. Far side half boards goes number 24, Tyler Newman. He was active last night all game long, both ends for the Lions. Joe Nolan will try to outlet it. Center ice, tipped to Bobby Ernston. The Illini go for their first change of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be big for the Illini. I think right now it looks like they're trying to play a little bit of keep away from Lindenwood instead of attacking. I think the biggest reason, or the biggest way to get past CDOT is to attack.
Nick Green going on the right side, looking for that centering pass too far. Now John Moskluk over the block guy. Drops it for Stephen Quinn, who gains his own, going down the left side. Centering pass there, intercepted by Ursuluk. Hayden Ursuluk going down the left side. Passes Zach Green, Nick Green. And then one shot meets the boards. What do you guys see from Elliot Girth tonight?
You got to see him stand tall just like he did yesterday. He's got that big body. It's got to take up a lot of the net.
Hayden Ursuluk, one save, but still not able to freeze that one is Elliot Girth. Girth making his 6th career start for the Lion, the Parkland College transfer. Subbing right now for the injured Jake Barnard. 1 freeze for Cooper Cedot. 18:23 left to go. 97 seconds into the game. What do you see so far?
Well, as I was going to say, I was finishing up with Girth. I think he's got to control rebounds. He's got to make sure that when he does save shots, because we know he's going to, he's got to make sure the pucks go to the Illini so that way they continue to run the offense, because that's the biggest way to beat CDOT. You got to pepper him with pucks.
Offensive zone draw for the Illini to the left of Cooper Cedot, 15-0 this year. He's only allowed 18 goals. The 18th was virtue of Thomas Kolas last night, an assist from Kasparova, the freshman sensation for the Illini. 18-10 left. The puck's in the Illini's corner. And now Lindenwood with a chance to escape. Number 14, Alex Kalow. Kalow, excellent last night as well. The Lions without Tommy Heinzman and Oppo Nerman, and 2 of their biggest names. Heinzman entered the weekend with 31 points, 2nd on the Lions. Going down the right side is Hayden Ursuluk. His 2nd time driving with the puck so far today. Tried to drop it off for a wraparound opportunity to left to point to Wilk. Wilk centering, traffic in front of the net. That one gets wide of Elliot Girth. Going down the goal line, centering pass. Joe Nolan got a stick in there. Another chance for the Lions. Active stick of Joe Nolan, the sophomore offensive defenseman. In front, though, getting help, and there's a loose puck. Nick Chirillo with a chance now, the rookie for the Illini, able to clear it all the way to the right point, though. Not into neutral ice. Now Joe Nolan with another chance. Nolan at the end boards.
Yeah, I think when we saw Lindenwood earlier, they were more physical and quicker than the Illini. I think playing this game on the big pond is definitely an advantage for the Illini.
Joe Nolan again going against Zach Mitchell. Mitchell, the sophomore forward, 6 foot. A lot of big guys on his Lindenwood team. A lot of guys with NCAA hockey experience. That shot's wide from Hunter Rushmeyer. Check that, Cole Grego. Now Austin Wilk back to the right point. Pressured by Justin Reese. The Illini have the puck. They haven't really been able to set up anything in offense, though, through the first 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, Lindenwood's running a sharp offense. The Illini haven't really been able to take it
Here's
away.
one chance. Rick Haddon on the breakaway. Going down the left toward the center. The shot and blocked by the pads of Cooper Cedot. 16:25 left to go. No score here in Champaign. No score in the first period yesterday for either team. They line it with already 1 chance via Ricky Haddon. Austin Wilk behind his own net. Thomas Kolas takes that one away. A loose puck now in the Illini. It's at the near side half boards. Into the corner. Our blind spot here at the big pond. And chance for Kasparova. Trying to put a deke on a man. Lost handle of the puck. Under 16 minutes left to go in the first. No score.
I think this first line is going to be key for the Illini. They need to set the tone in this one in order to get things going.
Well, Illinois wasn't able to score until the third period yesterday, but it was that top line, Casper but Thomas Koaz, that created the opportunity. Finnegan shot wide. Mostly a pass that met the boards. Charlie Salk in that second defensive pairing alongside Tyler Opilka. Passes over there. Casper leading the rush. Tipped by Townsend. A chance for John Moskaluk on the second line tonight. He was the 13th forward for Illinois last night. Centering pass to neutral ice. A chance for Finnegan. Stephen Quinn took a penalty last night. Murphy, goal line, and frozen by Elliot Girth, his first freeze of the night. And so let's talk more about Elliot Girth. How does he handle now that he's seen his Lindenwood offense, a high-powered offense, for one day? What adjustment does he make?
Well, I think, like we always talk about, this Lindenwood team is really good offensively. They have sharp shooters who can put it just about anywhere they want it. So I think the biggest key for Girth is to make sure he can see the pucks coming at him, because if his vision is obstructed, it's going to be a long night for him.
He got a lot of help from Jack Graham last night. We called him the defensive MVP. That's the guy with the puck right now. Graham skating with Joe Nolan, the Illini sophomore defenseman. And that was traffic in front. Again, Elliot Girth didn't see that puck, but there was some friendly fire. Chance for Alex Kalo going behind that. Kalo with a great play, and Joe Nolan takes a stick to the face, it looks like. But continues play, was able to get a handle on that puck. That puck hits Joe Nolan in the jewels. And tips it ahead. Jack Healy couldn't find that one originally. Jack Healy centering that second line tonight, along with Stephen Quinn, John Moskaluk. Hayden Ursula going behind that left circle. Pass to Murphy at the right point. Stephen Quinn pressuring, good position by him, and Elliot Girth has to dive on another puck and able to finally freeze it. A premature whistle, but nonetheless 14-14 left. That's a quick game so far, no score.
Yeah, and like you said, Joe Nolan's just a really tough kid. He had to stand in there, block 2 shots, hit one out of the zone, and take a puck to a not too friendly area, but he was able to do that. And I think when defensemen step up like that, it motivates not only your goaltender, but your offense to get something going for him.
Lindenwood coached by former NHL player Rick Zombo. So it's a well-disciplined team. They picked up some penalties last night, though, which is pretty uncharacteristic of the Lions. 17-0, now number 1 in the country. Thanks for joining us. Illini Hockey presented by YouTube alongside Anthony Pasquale. I'm Stephen Cohn. 0-0 between the Illini and the Lions. Illinois looking to avoid getting swept in the 4-game season series between the two teams. And taking a hit in open ice in neutral ice. Charlie Salk goes down, has handled the puck, tosses it back to Tyler Opilka. They're lining over a change.
Now, one thing I noticed about this Lindenwood offense.
Hold that thought. Chance Homer, and then a save, a loose puck, and Cooper Cedot able to hold on to that one. The Illini's best chance of the night comes from Chance.
Yeah, I like the way Chance Homer attacked that one. I think I might have went for one of the shelves, either top left or top right, instead of trying to go 5-hole. That seems to be one of CDOT's strongest areas, but nonetheless, a great rush, and I think CDOT might have to make a couple more saves like that if the Illini, or if the Lindenwood Lions want to come out victorious in this one.
Well, it took Illinois about a period to even get any chance that looked anything like that last night. They've already 2, one with Haddon, one with Homerin, early on here in the first 7 minutes of the game. Vic Lombardi takes a hit into the boards from the Illini's number 12, Mike Turk. Turk, the senior from Woodridge, back in the lineup. He suffered a few injuries back at the Springfield Junior Blues in the exhibition play. Shot on from the point, and Chance Homer got his stick in there. Another chance for Townsend at the left point. And trying to play that was Haddon. Turk bullying his man in the corner. And a loose puck now. Chance Homer, a 3-on-2 for the Illini. Homer going on the right side. Drops off for Haddon, and they're going to call offsides. First offsides call of the day. They want to go for a change. 12:52 left in the first, no score.
And one of the things I was going to say before Chance Homer's great chance out in front, I think one thing I really noticed about this Lindenwood offense is they like to shoot from the point, but they also like to set up from behind the net and create, instead of good angles to shoot, good angles to pass. They like to center the puck, so the Illini defensemen have to stay tight in front of the net.
That was a two-line pass that went nowhere. Jack Graham then tosses in neutral ice. Townsend. Now we're just back and forth. And it's Elliot Girth leaving the net there. That's a good play, but he has struggled with that early on in his Illini career.
Yeah, that game at Robert Morris was crazy when he came out of the
that thought
net.
again. Bobby Ernsten going on the right side. Drop for Casper Ribba. And a Lion got a stick in there, but another 2-on-1 opportunity for the Illini.
A little bit too late on that pass.
What were you saying about Girth?
I was going to say, when we were at Robert Morris and he came out of net and stayed there
Hold
for
that thought again. Thomas Colas. The slap shot coming from Casper Riva and a chest save with Cooper Cedot. After the whistle, Thomas Colas going up to Cedot to exchange some words. 12:08 left. Tell me about Elliot Girth. What were you about to say?
Yeah, when we had that overtime game at Robert Morris, what really made it thrilling was the excitement in the crowd when Elliot Girth stayed out of the net for about 20, 25 seconds.
In overtime.
In overtime. A couple of Illini had to stay put and do his dirty work a little bit.
The Illini won their game in a shootout. No, they lost that game.
They lost that game
in the shootout. But they're lucky it went to a shootout. But Elliot Girth he's played great. He's kept the Illini in basically every game so far. Hasn't been any blowouts, and especially last night, a 2-1 game against this very same Lions team. Nick Green shot on. Shaw meets the boards.
And again, that's a team that blew us out twice earlier this season.
Chance for John Moskowitz. Here he comes, going down the left side. Shaw meets the glass, deflected by a Lion. Far side corner, Jack Healy throws a man.
See, that's what he brings to the second line. We usually see him on third, maybe fourth, but he's a physical presence that we see on line number 2 tonight.
Murphy had to jump over that puck to try to get a stick on it. And neutral ice, the Illini gain the zone. It's dropped down. Stephen Quinn, Alex Kalow takes it right away. Kalow, one of this team's leaders, a senior from Chino Hills, California. It's been the same game as the first period of last night. Both ways, neither team really getting many great scoring opportunities. A lot of back and forth early on the first 9 minutes. And here comes a chance for the Lions. Brendan Murphy, he had no one to drop it off for. And that's Mike Lozano, number 11. Ryan Carson's actually on the website as number 11, but Mike Lozano, a graduate student, was an assistant coach earlier this year, is playing again for the Lions with some guys out.
Yeah, they needed him to step in. He's wearing the number 11 jersey without a name on it. So
he scored last night.
And yeah, if he can play big like that, they might be somebody that the Lions decide to keep around.
Nick Chirillo in the left point. Blocker save by Cedot. No, it's not like he's old. He's like 23, 24. I think Mike Lozano is. And he's able to put on the pads again, or he's put on the skates and get back out there and making an impact for the Lions.
It's kind of a tale of two halves of the first half of the period. Lindenwood definitely dominated that first 5 minutes, but the Illini have been peppering Cedot.
Elliot Girth leaves his crease again. A lazy pass to Charlie Salk. And the puck stays in Lindenwood's offensive zone. Now it's behind that. Tyler Opoka, the alternate captain for the 3rd straight year for Illinois, Effingham, Illinois native. Passes ahead to Rick Haddon. Haddon going down the right side, the right circle. A save, a glove save by Cedot that bounced back up and stays in the Illini zone. Under 10 minutes to go now left in the first period. No score for either team. Has Illinois' defense lived up to your expectations tonight? You said they had to really step it up on D.
Yeah, and we've been seeing it in forms of blocks and being smart where you hit pucks away. Like we saw Nolan, he had 2 or 3 blocks on one shift, so that's what you need. You got to keep pucks away from Girth as much as possible, especially if he's not going to be able to see him.
9:25 left to go in the first period. You're watching Illini hockey presented by YouTube Illinois and Lindenwood. Saturday edition. Lindenwood won 2-1 last night. Illinois tried to pass it out to the right point, now going through neutral ice, dumped all the way down, does the Lions, and Paul Precos the first to get to it in the corner. Precos, the rookie for this Illinois team, on that 3rd defensive pairing tonight, alongside Mike Turk, the senior, so the biggest age gap anywhere on the ice.
I think another thing that has really surprised me about this Illini defense so far is their physicality. They've been very physical, throwing bodies all night long.
Murphy at the point. Kasparova got a stick in there, and Bobby Ernstein tried to dump it down. Murphy keeps it, able to toss it back while diving. The Lions go for a change.
And unfortunately, the Illini's top line is going to come off too, but we've got John Moskowitz out there now.
John Moskowitz circling back at the half boards now. And throwing a big hit again. Jack Healy, you said it before. He's going to throw those hits, be aggressive on that second line, add that extra aspect to it.
Yeah, that's kind of the role he's been asked to play, I think, by Fabrini, especially with the promotion of lines. They need that presence so John Moskowitz can go out and score goals.
Shot incoming. It's another save. 2 saves on that sequence for Elliot Girth. They want to try to clear down. They can't. Another one intercepted in front by Jack Healy. John Moskowitz couldn't find it at first. It's going to be icing on the Illini. No, Moskowitz the first to get to it. That was a weird
I
sequence.
guess there's no icing there.
Under 8 minutes left to go in the first period. No score still, so we'll see if we have 2 first periods this weekend without any goals scored. And that
This should be
two-line pass.
icing.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nope, they're not going to call it again. They wanted it first to get to it. So the
Guess
hybrid
not.
icing, I guess, they can't decide right now. And then we have a few hits into the boards. Neil Novosel takes a man down, fighting for the puck. And finally a whistle with 7:36 left to go in the first. Finally needed a break in play. That was several minutes without a stoppage. You got this.
Especially when 2 or 3 stoppages maybe should have happened.
Yeah, you got this fast pace though, and the Illini like playing on this big ice, but Lindenwood, they've been able to limit the breakaways so far today.
Yeah, and it almost looks like the Illini have had the advantage in terms of breakaways. They haven't necessarily been able to convert all of them like we saw with that Moskalik pass or the 2-on-1s early, but that'll definitely be big for the Illini.
7:30 left to go in the first period. Illinois hasn't been able to get many early leads yet in 2019, although they do have 2 wins and they've been competitive in all 3 losses, 1 in the shootout, and 1 at the very end of a game against the Jimmies, and then last night, of course. Evan Sabo taking over the block guy, gains his own, going down the left side, drops it down to the corner. Sabo the first to get to it, Cade Owad on his tail. And then intercepted in front by Justin Reese. Uses his skate to get it back. Using his stick's a weapon.
Yeah, smart play by Reese there to keep it in the Illini zone for as long as possible.
Taken away by Reese again over the block guy. The Illini go for a change. Got that 4th line, or the 3rd line that they're on there tonight out there. And Alex Galo turns back, looking pass for Nick Green. And a chance for Joe Nolan to lead the rush. Drops out for Rick Haddon. Haddon gains his zone. It's going to be offsides if the Illini had it. And they don't. Here come the Lions. Green going down the left side. Homer on his tail. Homer uses the boards to pass. And Rick Haddon couldn't find the puck at first. He falls on it. And there just hasn't been much like sustained offense for either team in a few minutes now.
And I think that definitely favors the Illini. They've been able to limit the way Lindenwood likes to play their games. They like to get out after it early and often, and today they haven't been able to.
The captain, Bobby Ernsting, has the puck. The pass from Joe Nolan. Oh, a dangerous pass by Ernsting. A chance for Mitchell, and a save frozen by Elliot Girth. A dangerous pass from the captain, and Elliot Girth backs him up.
Yeah, not really smart. It had to go the length of the ice plus a little bit more because it was on the diagonal, and there's a black sweater in between it, so that's never a pass you're going to take, especially in your own zone when you automatically lose those 2 guys coming back to defend him. Very lucky break for the Illini.
Ernsting was the draw. Mitchell off the mask of Girth. Back from Mike Lozano now at the half boards to the captain. Their captain, number 21, Jake Townsend. Their leading scorer as well. Thrown all the way down. Icing call by the Illini. 5:31 left to go.
I'm going to say I really like the defense. Bobby Ernsting has been playing as a centerman. I think he's the definition of an unselfish 2-way centerman. He's leading this team in assists with 23, but he also wins draws and plays defense better than any other centerman we have. So I think he's going to be a big key tonight.
And that scoring's finally coming along too. He had 2 goals against Ohio last month, as that one's flipped ahead by Charlie Salk. And he had the game-winning goal against Robert Morris in overtime. A chance for Stephen Quinn, blocked off the pad of CDOT. And if Ernsting gets that scoring, still has the assist, and plays defense like that, he's as good of a player as you'll find at this level.
Oh, without a doubt.
The Illini in offense. 5:05 left to go in the first. Tyler Opilka going down the goal line. Deflected. Still in the corner. Ahead to Martin. Martin passes it back to Newman. Newman flips it ahead all the way down to the boards. The Lions go for a change again. You see both teams getting quick changes here early on as well, trying to get fresh skaters.
Yeah, I think that's big because this game has been very physical and very quickly paced. It's key to have your freshest guys out there at any given moment.
On the pass on the tape, Evan Sabo with a breakaway opportunity, and just too far ahead for him. Cooper Cedot went just far out ahead enough to get tipped that one.
Yeah, great instinct by Cedot.
That's what it's going to take. Paul Pregos right there, able to dive in that puck. Crago has a pass to absolutely nobody, and a chance for the Illini. Mike Turek He is a man. That's Nick Chirillo. Chirillo spins back, and now he's at the half boards, going back to the right point. You want him to slow it down here. Nick Chirillo, he's a playmaker, but still young at this level.
Yeah, it was definitely smart because this way they can generate a little bit more of an opportunity. It was a 1-on-3 if he decided to go towards the net, not even including the great Cooper CDOT. So I think it was a good move to spin around. Now look, they get a face-off in their own zone.
But Illinois is getting those opportunities, at least in transition tonight, that they didn't really have as much last night.
Yeah, we've seen Sabo, Moskaluk, Riba, and I think Kolas too all get a shot like that. If they keep that
with
up,
the draw, Jack Graham. That shot meets the glass.
if they keep that up, it's going to be it's going to pay dividends down the road in this one.
Crago, here he comes, over the block guy, over the blue, tosses it ahead. Joe and Owen now at the end boards. Backhanded pass to Crago. Good pass there. Martin shot off of Elliot Girth. And Joe and Owen can't get a handle on it. Table tip it to Jack Graham. Graham's going to go behind that. Back to Nolan. 3.5 left to go in the first period. No score here in Champaign. Joe and Owen, look at those stick handles.
For a defenseman.
And Justin Reese, shot deflected in front by Bunyan. He's not Paul.
Really good block by him, though. I think getting a stick out there saved a potential goal-scoring chance from Cooper CDOT.
Well, you know, Cooper CDOT, you could take him one-on-one. It's still going to be just as tough as it's no easier that way. You see right there from Thomas Colas. This defense is just suffocating. They collapse so well on guys going toward the net.
And I think the biggest thing is they trust their forwards to play defense so their defensemen can protect CDOT even more. So the saves he does have to make, they're not going to be that tough.
And that's been the Illini all night as well. Those forwards playing defense. You mentioned Bobby Ernsting and a few others as well.
And the Nolan Graham pair has just been phenomenal.
Oh, both nights this weekend it has been great on defense. And get that offense production going, especially with Joe and Owen. And you got a heck of a defensive pairing. 2:40 left to go in the first period. No score. Shot on and in! Deflected off Casper Riba, and the Illini are up 1-0 over Lindenwood.
I think the referee might be waving that one off. I think Riba's stick was above the net. So that's gonna go down as a high stick instead of a goal.
Let's see what they call there. But right now, if that stands, that's Casper Riba, his 14th goal of the season. And it will be negated with the high stick. So hold your horses. It's still 0-0 right now.
Yeah, but without a doubt, a heck of a redirect there by Riba, and then a great presence, I believe, by Nolan to just throw it on towards the net. Riba's a hockey player, and he has hockey instincts. He's going to make things happen when the puck's coming at him. He did it there. Unfortunately, it's not going to count, but some momentum for the Illini definitely gained from that without a doubt.
That still affects Cooper CDOT. I feel the same way as any other goal. It just doesn't count on the scoreboard.
I agree, especially because playing goalie, there's a lot of mental aspects that go into it, and who knows, maybe that goal's the one that rattles him. Too bad he's not playing with a deficit, and it's still a 0-0 game, but in his mind, it's 1-0.
And when I playing faster now, Joe Nolan threw Kayla onto the boards, and Nolan tips it ahead to himself. Joe Nolan took that all the way through neutral ice.
And he's not the quickest skater, but he bodied through about 4 Lions.
Well, do you see how long he is? He
Yeah.
just gets that stick ahead at 6'4". He's no small man. Joe Nolan shot on again. Another chance. Stephen Quinn couldn't get the rebound.
CDOT's been a little bit sloppy with his rebound control today. And I think if he keeps that up, the Illini might get an easier goal than he would normally give up.
100 seconds left to go in the first period. At this point, Illinois is trying to score, but also not allow a Lindenwood goal late in the first period.
Yeah, a 0-0 game heading into a first period intermission is definitely something that the Illini aren't going to be upset about.
Sabo, that one tipped all the way to the glass near side corner. 80 seconds left in the first period. We're watching Illini hockey on YouTube. Murphy handles it, taken away by Sabo. Now it's Novosel pressuring. And neutral ice they go, tipped by Nick Chirillo. Illinois is making every pass difficult, though, for the Lions tonight.
Yeah, much like they did when we went to a little bit.
Wentzville.
Yeah, Wentzville, Missouri. That was what they did. They got in every passing lane, made offense tough for the Illini.
That puck frozen by Cooper CDOT, 15-0 entering tonight. And he's still an excellent goaltender.
Without a
the
doubt.
few rebounds he's given up, like he's unstoppable still.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's one of the best goaltender. Well, I think the best goaltender I've seen so far this season. The way he commands the net and how calm he is with pucks flying at him.
Like right there.
Like that. He's
That's not an easy save. There's a lot of traffic in front
Yeah,
there.
whether it's in traffic or he's got a wide open lane, he's got to make just about every save.
40 seconds left between a 0-0 game and end of the first period. Tower Opilka pressuring Murphy in the corner. 30 seconds left now.
Yeah.
Lindenwood on offense.
And back to CDOT, in 15 games he's played, this is his 16th. He's got a 947 save percentage.
And that's up from that was before last night, I believe.
And that's better than any Illini goaltender. And the Illini goaltenders, I think, haven't played more than 12 games. So
He was 30 for 31 last night. The one came off Casper Riba, and that was Thomas Colas. And that was a great pass from Riba to Colas last night to create the opportunity. And that's how the first period's going to come to an end as the clock winds down. No more chances there for the Lions and Mike Lozano. After one period to play, 0-0.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be a goaltenders match. It's going to be Elliot Girth against Cooper CDOT pretty much all day long. And at the Big Pond with the Illini's crowd behind them, and especially the way the Illini's forwards have been playing two-way hockey, I think it might favor the Illini heading forward.
Well, we'll see what happens. This first period intermission is coming up. The Illini and the Lions tied at 0 after 1. We'll be right back. You're watching Illini Hockey on YouTube.
I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. Uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it. All out, turn the beat up. Hey, now I'm glad to meet ya. Turn up, girl, blow the speaker. Yeah, think about it now, blow the speaker. I'll speak louder, let's get wild tonight. Billionaire bottles, we just down. I'm like, ain't no problem, all my wrongs are right. Alright, alright. I don't like it, I love it. I got another coming in my budget. I got an anaconda in my truck fit. Don't push it, cause I'ma hit it till I jackpot. That's right, wax on, baby, wax off. Act right, we can put it on a black card. All night and I'll spend it, cause I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. Uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it. All night, let me groove ya. Dance with me, turn down for who, girl? Another round to help us step the moves up. Yeah, but that round need a measurement ruler. Celebrate life and I'll pay for it. Like a body nice next to my tongue for it. Yeah, party all right, let's all aboard. Let's all aboard, all aboard. I don't like it, I love it. And the other girls, they can't touch it. Competition, that's a whole nother subject. I wanna walk it out in public. You a star, baby, just know. Let's go to the mansion or the condo. That's cool, perfect time, gotta let it flow. You know I'm watching, cause I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh.
Welcome back to the Big Pond here in Champaign, Illinois for Illini Hockey Broadcasting Intermission Report presented by YouTube. Alongside Patrick Catazone and Claire O'Brien, I'm Sophia Morano, and tonight the Illini are facing the Lindenwood Lions in night 2 of the series. Last night the Lions came out on top with a final score of 2-1, but tonight after the first period there is still no score in tonight's game. Alright guys, so last time these two teams faced off again for the first time since that series in Wentzville that we keep bringing up because the Lions just absolutely destroyed the Illini. But I think this game, we already said, we talked about this a lot yesterday, they did really well facing them again, and I think tonight we're starting off with good momentum. What are your thoughts on this first period so far?
Well, I think the Illini are having a lot of near misses. With about 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go, Sable almost scored. it was very close to getting it in, and then about 2 minutes later, with 2:30 left to go, Casper Ribba scored. He put it in the net, but the refs waved it off because of high sticking. So the Illini have had a couple of very close shots, especially in the later half of the first period. So I'm not sure what it'll take to put it in the net and keep it in the net, but I'm looking forward to see what they have going on for the second.
Yeah, I thought the Illini came out with the same energy that they had last night, which really propelled them to keep it a close game. 1-2, you think that there were some serious opportunities down in that last 10 minutes after it became a 2-1 game for the Illini to win it. It felt like that the entire game. So I think we're feeling that again tonight. Illini came out, they were ready to play. They matched the physicality again. They've really cut down Lindenwood's speed. I feel like you look at the defensemen, I feel like all of them have been on tonight. Obviously, the start of the last couple games has been Jack Graham. But, in terms of, the entire defense, Nolan's been great as well. Sock, too, add his name to that list. They all have been playing really great. Opilka as well. All been playing really great defensively, and I think that really slows down Lindenwood in this game and really gives the Illini and our a good chance. And along with Girth playing fantastic so far in this first period, really impressed.
Yeah, definitely got to agree with that. I've said this before and I'll say it again. A team really is as strong as its defense, and I think that's really what's been helping the Illini a lot, kind of facing this team and going back into conference play, really helping out a lot, strengthening up the defense. Yeah, let's talk more about Elliot Girth here back in the game after last night. He's been doing insanely well, especially for being a fairly new goaltender for the Illini. Some really good saves there. What do you guys think?
I think Girth is doing really well as goalie, but the Illini have several good goalies on the roster. Barnhart's currently out with an injury, but there's also, but on the depth chart, it's Bird, and then last night, Allred was the backup, both of whom are very good goalies, so Girth is doing well, and then there's also lots of other good goalies, so I think on the goalie and the Illini have a very strong depth roster.
I would definitely argue that it's helping the Illini for sure, having a goalie like Elliot Girth coming into the team and playing. Really, a lot of the times they've been relying on Jake Barnhart, I feel. Kind of only throwing Donovan Bird and Royce Allred out there when Barnhart can't make it. And they have had some struggles before. I know we've seen kind of towards the end of the games last semester back in 2018, allowing a lot of goals coming in from other teams and kind of allowing losses there. So I think it's actually helping out a lot having Elliot Girth in here who can hold his own against a team like Lindenwood.
Yeah, and then also defensively, the lines are very similar. They're similarly structured. Nolan and Graham were on the second line last night. They're on the first line tonight, and then Salk and Opilka became the second line. And then Turk and Prikos have been on the third line the entire time. So kind of having that defensive consistency, do you think that's kind of played out a little bit too tonight?
Yeah, as we've been talking about, I think defensively the Illini have been very strong, and I think a lot of that is kind of where they're able to evenly match a team like Lindenwood, because when you try to take that offense and just kind of go with the physicality and focus on that only, you're really going to end up struggling because Lindenwood is very strong in that game, and they're almost always going to end up beating you at that game. So I think it's been working out.
Yeah, and I think, to add on to that, I think the big reason why you see Graham and Nolan playing on that first line tonight is just because their defense has been the best in the last couple games.
Yeah.
And I think when you play Lindenwood, you got to put it out your best and who's the hottest. So Fabrini has decided to go with those two tonight. So I think I like that decision and see if that could help him in this second period.
Yeah, definitely like what I'm seeing with the Lions here tonight. So what do you guys predict we're going to see in the second period? Do you think we're going to see any Illini goals? I know we've had a couple near misses this period, but what do you think we're going to see next?
It's hard to say. I actually think this one will probably come down to the third period. The second period is going to be really important, I think, defensively to try and keep it as close as possible because with this Lindenwood team, once it starts getting out of hand, it gets really out of hand. So it's really all been about this week, keep it as close as possible. And hopefully it can do that. Offensively, you already mentioned, obviously, Forfar not in. I feel like these last two games, this game and last game, are just the two games you'd really love to see him because he's such a fighter in front of the net. So some of those offensive opportunities really aren't there as much, but there's still a couple of sharpshooters on this team. I hope to see them in the second period.
Yep, and definitely can't wait to see what happens next. But that is all for this period's intermission report. Once again, alongside Patrick Catazone and Claire O'Brien, I'm Sophia Morano, and this broadcast has been presented by YouTube. We'll go back to break, then hand it off to Stephen and Anthony for period 2. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.
It's irresistible.
I'm gonna get you to burst, just like you were a bubble.
Frame me up on your wall, just to keep me out of trouble.
Like a moth getting trapped in the light by fixation.
Truly feel love, baby, I'm talking no inflation. Too many war wounds and not enough wars. Too few rounds in the ring and not enough settled scores.
Too many sharks, not enough blood in the waves.
You know I give my love a fuck for all that and it's irresistible.
Your secondhand smoke, secondhand smoke. I breathe you in, but honey, I don't know what you're doing to me. Mon chérie, but the truth catches up with us eventually.
I try to say little, but I'm no good at lip service. Except when you're yours, me for more. I'm coming for you and I'm making war.
I still love the way I hurt you.
It's irresistible.
Broadway is black like a sinkhole. Everyone race to the suburbs. And I'm on the rooftop with curious strangers. This is the oddest of summers. Maybe I'll medicate, maybe inebriate. Strange situations I get anxious. Maybe I'll smile a bit, maybe the opposite. But pray that they don't call me thankless. My telltale heart's a hammer in my chest. Cut me a silk-tied tourniquet.
This is my roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. My roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home.
Oscars and Emmys and Grammys. Everyone here is a trophy. And I'm sipping bourbon, the future future's uncertain, the past on the pavement below me. Maybe I'll elevate, maybe I'm second rate, so unaware of my status. Maybe I'm overjoyed, maybe I'm paranoid, designing me up in straight jackets. My telltale heart's a hammer in my chest. Cut me a silk-tied tourniquet. This is my roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. My roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Hallucinations only mean that your brain is on fire. If it's Lord of the Flies in my mind tonight, I don't know if I will survive. Light us up if you're feeling me. Fade to black if you're not mine. 'Cause I just need a sign or a signal inside. This is my roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me a blunt. This is my roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home.
And welcome to the second period of Illini hockey here. We've got a no-score game. I'm Anthony Pasquale alongside Stephen Cohn, and this is the famous second period switcheroo. I'm taking the play-by-play duties for just one period. I'm pretty excited.
It's world famous, world renowned. The second period switcheroo started way back when, and now continuing the tradition in 2019.
So now, Stephen, my color man, I got to ask you, what do the Illini need to do to come out of second period with a lead?
Like after the second period, come
After
out,
the second period.
you got to score a goal. That's what you got to do, and that's been as simple as that sounds. That's been a pretty big issue for the Illini all weekend long. You got one goal through 4 periods, and it came on a 2-on-1 with your best 2 playmakers in the lineup tonight, creating that opportunity. So you got to find a way to get to some sustained offense, which has been an issue. I think you got to draw the Lions to another penalty, because they had about 4 or 5 last night, and that's when the Illini's offense was actually starting to ho-humming. Get that opportunity tonight and maybe find a way to get a goal.
Yeah, like you said, they've scored 1 goal in 4 periods, but one thing that I'm taking away as a positive is they've given up 2 in 4 periods.
No,
and
that's great.
Against this Lindenwood team, I believe in 4 periods last time it was upwards of 10, I think. So
and this, same, they played Arkansas, I mentioned earlier, in the middle of November, and they won one game 15-0 and one game 10-3. So they have the potential. I know that Arkansas is not the same, obviously, as Illinois, but they have the potential to put goals up in a hurry, and Illinois has limited those opportunities all weekend.
Yeah, definitely, and that's something that the Illini have to be proud of. Obviously, they're not winning this game right now, but they're in a good spot to eventually get there. They did score a goal. It got waved off, but it's stuff like that that's probably still sticking in Cooper C-Dot's head, along with the multiple odd man rushes that the Illini have had on him. All signs point to a goal's coming soon for the Illini, wouldn't you say?
Anyone going to come back on the ice? Like the intermission clock ended like a minute and a half ago, and Rick Zomba was making his way to Lindenwood's bench, Nick Fabrini to the Illini's, and there's no players on the ice. They rioting? What's going on?
I'm not too sure about that, but let's take this time to do our patent and
of course
prediction. So what do you got for the second period?
I think it's going to be 0-0 after 2. This just seems like one of those games. You mentioned it at the end of the first. It might be like a pitcher's duel in baseball. This is like a goaltender's duel in hockey. It's going to be both teams just fighting to the very end. And Elliot Girth, if he keeps it up, Cooper C-Dot's not going to give up much. This could be a 1-0, 2-1 game.
Yeah, and there you see the Lindenwood Lions take the ice wearing black, gold, and white for the second period. They'll be going right to left offensively. The Illini will be going from left to right. Like you mentioned in the first period, they are in their heritage jerseys. and they should be taking the ice within a matter of seconds. Still don't see him down there.
And this was the period yesterday that Lindenwood scored its first goal on that power play. And so Illinois just find a way, and that was Jack Graham's penalty that they scored on. So Jack Graham, he's been so great defensively all weekend, and he took the one penalty yesterday, and that's when they scored their first goal. So find a way just to play disciplined hockey, draw Lindenwood to a penalty, and create some offense.
And you guys just saw on your screen head coach of the Fighting Illini, Nick Fabrini. And what do you think he told his guys in that first period intermission to try to propel them towards a victory tonight?
I think just at this point, you're doing everything right. Like, they had chances in the first. They technically scored on Cooper CDOT, even though it was waved off. And the defense was terrific. So they just got to find a way to do it for 40 more minutes and hope that at some point a puck skitters back.
And they will go with the first line to start off the second period. It's going to be Captain Bobby Ernsting alongside Casper Ribba and Thomas Kolas. The three power dogs for the Illini out there in the defensive pairing looks like it's going to be Jack Graham and Joe Nolan. Both guys have played outstanding in this series. And we're off here in the second period. Lindenwood wins the draw, but Ernsting and the Illini have it in their offensive zone. This is the period of the long shift.
They hurt the Illini last night. That's how Lindenwood scored on that power play.
And Ribba dumps it into the corner, but that's going to be taken away by number 24, Kyler Newman. And here comes Townsend and the Lions. Townsend behind CDOT in his net. Gets it up to number 5, Barrows, and he'll take it right up the wing. But throw it right into the skates of Jack Graham, and he'll take it away. Look for Stephen Quinn, but instead go up the middle with John Moskalik, but he'll lose it. Taken away by Stephen Quinn, and here come the Illini. It's Moskalik with it, shoots it, but that's sticked away by CDOT.
Love that. 2 chances already in the first minute of the second period for the Illini.
Now Lindenwood trying to answer back. Puck is in our blind spot. Here we have it now. Floating over towards number 24, that's Newman. He'll send it down behind Girth, and the Illini will try to take it up their wing. It'll be Moskalik with it, and he'll dump it in. Stephen Quinn will chase. He has the best look at it, and it'll be CDOT that gets it first.
And I don't mind the conservative play at all by the Illini. It's basically, it's that dump and chase, but it's also at the same time take it at least to neutral ice before you dump it all the way down.
Now here's Ursulak coming in towards the net, goes behind, looking for a wraparound chance, but that was his backhand. He'll get it on top to Runyon. Across the point, back on the point to Runyon. Chirillo forces him behind the net, and Charlie Salk's going to take a whack at him. Clears that right in front, but no shot goes on. Moskalik.
Yeah, Illinois' defense is stopping everything before it gets to Girth.
Novosel sends it up to Chirillo, and he'll take a shot, and that's gobbled up there by CDOT. He's really good at controlling his rebounds, and I think getting him vulnerable where a rebound could come out is going to be something the Illini try to look for.
And I think that's a great shot by Chirillo because it allows the Illini to get the change, and it allows you to maybe set up some offense, which hasn't really been the case so far tonight at even strength.
Yeah, and they've got Chance Homer with the draw, who, in returning from injury, has been really good in faceoffs. Obviously, announcer's curse there. He'll lose that one, but I like the way Chance Homer has played as of late.
Yeah, no, he's really come into his own since he came back from battling a few things.
And the defensive MVP from last night, Jack Graham, gives it over to Joe Nolan, and looks like he'll go coast to coast with it again. In the corner, Chance Homer lays a big hit, but he falls on the ice himself. Ricky Hatton trying to grab the puck away, but he can't do it, and it'll be number 10, Nick Green. Very quick skater for Lindenwood, but he'll lose it.
Justin Reese, that fourth line, the Lions can't get out of their own zone.
Here's Justin Reese, tries to center it to Hatton, he can't do it. He'll get it back on the point to Opilka. Gets it back over to Salk. And Salk's shot will go to Ricky Hatton along the far side boards. Back to Salk, he'll throw it towards the net. Deflected wide.
Best shift for the energy line so far this weekend.
And a whistle blows. I believe the net came off its moorings.
Yeah.
We've seen that before.
Well, the last night, I think it was the second period as well, the net, that right net was dislodged, and they had CDOT put it back into place without calling a whistle. So once the Lions chucked it down, they had him change it, and they hurt the Illini because it would have been an offensive zone draw.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw in that game against Robert Morris, the Illini had the net off for about a minute or so, and and never got noticed by the referee, so they were sharp to see it this time. There's Kolaz with a shot wide. Kolaz again. He got it in. How did that go in? Thomas Kolaz, after a shot, gets his own rebound and slams a backhander through the 5-hole of Cooper CDOT, I believe. 1-0 Illini.
The second goal of the weekend for the Illini sophomore Thomas Kolaz. Wow, his 9th goal of the season.
It looked like Casper Ribba celebrated like he scored it because he was the only one who knew it went in.
They got CDOT out of position. They had him out of the crease, and there was a loose puck. That's what it was going to take to beat the Lions tonight.
And that's what we said it was going to take. If you're going to score that first goal, you got to get Cooper CDOT uncomfortable. And Thomas Kolaz was able to do just that.
Yeah, he's been on fire since joining this team last winter. And the sophomore from Springfield, excellent goal from him.
And he's up to double digits for the year with 10 goals to go along with 16 assists.
Let's see how rattled the Lions are now. They haven't played from behind much this year because they haven't allowed many goals.
They've technically given up 2 tonight as well, as that one goes wide of Elliot Girth. Elliot Girth hasn't really been tested since the first 5 or so minutes of the game, I would say.
Hey, testament to the Illini's defensemen and just defense in total, especially Jack Graham and Tyler Opilka and Salk have played excellent so far as well.
And Joe Nolan's been eating up pucks as well as Stephen Quinn tries for a chance, and that one will go as an icing. Not too sure why that one was an icing.
That's the hybrid icing rule that they use at ACHA, so it's the center of the circles, basically an imaginary line. It's a race to that, so you're not having battles of guys heading head first into the boards. And Quinn, he would have been the first one to that puck, but he was not the first one to that imaginary line.
And here's Jack Healy on the draw. He'll win that one. And it goes into our blind spot on the broadcast. Thank you for tuning into Illini Hockey on YouTube. I'm Anthony Pasquale with Stephen Cohn. It's the second period switcheroo. And it's Charlie Salk with it. Gets it up to Stephen Quinn. Gloved by Moskalik and dumped down. And it'll be Austin Wilk chasing after it for the Lions. And Lombardi taking it, getting up ahead to Mitchell. And here's Lombardi again. And that shot went wide. It's going to ring all the way around the boards and go to a whistle. And it'll come back for a defensive draw for the Illini.
And now it's about the Illini not taking their foot off the gas because that goal was created by an extended offensive opportunity. Can you get another one? Can you get 2 more? Because you know Lindenwood has the potential with all of these playmakers to score at any time. And you know Elliot Girth has allowed multiple goals in every game so far he's played. So you can't trust that one's going to be enough.
And obviously, I think this kind of goes without saying. They haven't been held shut out.
Oh, no, definitely.
They've won every single game. So it looks like they're going to be a team that is going to score. They're obviously capable of it. So I think 1 goal is definitely not something to lean on if you're the Illini. And maybe it'll be Evan Sabo who adds it. It's Novacell ringing around, gets it to Sabo behind the net. Now here's Chirillo, this third line going to work. This might be the energy line. And it's Chirillo tries to get it down low to Sabo, but it's hacked away by Townsend.
Well, I don't think there's at this point, the Illini have so many. Oh, it's cheesy. I'll say it in a sec.
Now here comes a break. Finnegan with it, shoots. Big save there by Elliot Girth. And now here comes Chirillo just out of the reach of him. It won't be an icing, and he'll retrieve that puck. Go ahead, Steven.
No, it's just the Illini have so many energy players, and it's kind of cheesy to say. But there's not just one energy line. All these lines are gritty and grindy players.
I'd agree with that without a doubt. Now here comes the Lions, and it'll be an offside on number 17, Finnegan. He crossed the line just before the puck did.
And Klomovsky had a chance to keep a 1D gun, man. He would have had 1-on-1 against Girth. So that's they had the Lions had a few bad offsides in the first period last night, and that's a bad one right there.
Yeah, it would have been a lapse in coverage for the Illini, and Girth would have had to been tested. Thank God for them. Didn't have to.
Well, the Lions were able to spread the ice, and if they can use that center of the ice and kick it out to the wings at some point again, that'll create a lot of chances for them against this Illini team.
Precos looking for Hatton, and he finds him. Hatton sends a shot into the glove of Cooper CDOT.
Cooper CDOT last night had several terrific glove saves. This guy, he was a baseball catcher in another life. Just that he had a backhanded glove save. It was unreal what this man can do in the crease.
That's why he's 15-0.
With 19 goals allowed now.
Just a tad over 1 per game. That's incredible. Precos can't keep it. It goes to the other number 2, Colton Crago. And here comes Lindenwood. Shot sticked away there by Elliot Girth and is taken by Holmgren. He'll send it up the boards to Reese. And Reese will send it ahead to Hatton, but he can't quite get a handle on it. Now he does, but it's poked away there by Brendan Murphy. Now here he comes with Lindenwood. And he'll deke through a couple of players, send a backhanded centering pass to nobody. Bobby Ernsting takes that away.
Justin Reese kind of cut out that crease from a Lion because that was an open net, but Reese was able to get in front of his man to knock away the puck.
And now here's Hatton. Clears it down. Whistle blows. And the net was off its moorings, maybe?
Yeah, no penalty there. So we'll continue. We've had 27 penalty-free minutes so far.
13:23 left here in period number 2. Hey, maybe Ernsting is heading into the box.
That was like Ernsting was talking to him for a second.
It was a friendly penalty. That's like you mentioned, keeping Lindenwood off the power play was going to be big. The Illini's going to have to send out their best PK unit, and it looks like that's going to be Novosel, Kolas, Salk, and Opilka.
And it's about the same time as yesterday's power play as well that gave Lindenwood its first goal.
Here's Townsend with a shot saved, but the rebound goes right in front through some traffic. And saving the day there is Thomas Kolas.
A great use of the skate by Kolas to knock that puck just a foot ahead of him so he could dump it down.
Great job by Novosel to lay a hit and throw some confusion in the offensive zone as that centering pass just glides off the stick of Finnegan, and the Illini will clear again.
That's 2 times. Great start to the PK for Illinois.
And now Moskalik tried to be sneaky behind CDOT, but it's going to be Townsend with 2 guys, one to his left, one to his right. He gives it to his left. That's Mike Lozano, former manager of the team, now
assistant
player.
coach.
Now Townsend gives a pass over to Murphy, trying to get it back to Townsend. He's got it, leads the team in points. And that shot got nothing on it, and the Illini try to clear. They can't. Great keep there by Townsend.
And the Lions not going to pinch up right now on the Illini. They're going to let the Illini try to dump it all the way down. 45 seconds left on the PK for Illinois, and Lindenwood hasn't really had a shot.
Now here's Jack Healy. Forces Cooper CDOT to dive like a shortstop out of his crease to protect that puck. 37 seconds left on the kill, and the Lions don't have a shot. Here comes a 2-on-1 break, maybe a 3-on-1. Here's Healy. He's got Sabo. He loses the puck, and Mitchell recovers it. Almost a 2-on-1 break for them, but Elliot Girth says no and swipes that one to the boards.
This has been maybe the Illini's best PK yet in the past few weekends.
Especially against such a powerful power play. And they score just like that. This time number 14, Alex Kalau, turned into a 2-on-1 break, and he just buried that one in the back of the net right past Elliot Girth.
I'm not going to say anything ever again. No, that was Kalau just right there in the high slot, and took a shot, put top shelf upper 90, and Illinois knew they would need to score more than one. Like, you knew Lindenwood was going to score at some point in the final 2 periods. Just happened to be in the power play for the second straight day to get that first goal.
But if you told me that when Lindenwood scores its first goal, it's to tie the game, I'd be pleased with that.
Nick Fabrini and the Illini are absolutely pleased with that.
And here we are 1-1 with about 11 minutes and a half left here in period number 2. Goals by Alex Kalau and Thomas Kolas leave this game tied. Now here's Opilka trying to drive up the wing.
Illinois has to get more offense from someone else that's not Kolas or Ribba.
And that one's taken by Kalau. Snagged there by Elliot Girth. Another save for him.
As I was saying, though, like Casper Ribba created both opportunities this weekend. Thomas Kolas, he scored both goals. You got to find some more offense, though. It's not a 2-man show. You're not going to beat Lindenwood with only 2 guys making plays.
Who's he going to come from?
Bobby Ernsting.
Other guy on that top line?
Yeah, it's going to be the top line, no, but the energy lines, the bottom 3, especially that bottom 6, has to do something to create some chances.
Now here's Salk, gets it up to Sabo. Sabo's looking for Chirillo. And instead it will be Opelka chopping it back into Lindenwood's defensive zone. And into neutral ice they come. And from Girth to Opelka, here come the Illini. It's Charlie Salks retreating behind Girth, looking to set up his offense, trying to get it to Chirillo. And Chirillo tries to get it up to Sabo. He can't, but here comes Lindenwood on a 3-on-1. That slap shot gets blocked by Charlie Salk. Never saw the puck come
into
down.
the ceiling. It went up, and I think it definitely went over the netting, which few pucks go over the really high netting at the end boards. Impressive.
Yeah, that's a lost puck. They've got one floating around by the block eye. Either way, it will be a draw in the defensive zone for the Illini. They send out Jack Healy, Stephen Quinn, and John Moskaluk.
Let's not lose sight that Elliot Girth has played 90 minutes in the crease, giving up 3 goals to a team that can score 3 goals every 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Elliot Girth's been phenomenal, and that's why he's gotten 6 starts in a row. And
2 of those were on the power play for the Lions.
Kept every game close. He's been a phenomenal addition to this team. Might be exactly what they needed down the stretch. As the puck goes up the near side boards. Now up the far side. Loses it. Here's Joe Nolan with it. And he'll send it to Stephen Quinn. Backhanded pass to Moskaluk. Here he comes. He shoots just high.
He had the edge.
And here's Joe Nolan with it again. And that one's going to stay with Lindenwood. They suffocated him 2-on-1. One of the men were Blair Barrows, able to keep that puck in their offensive zone.
And they're aware of what Joe Nolan can do in open ice, especially neutral ice. So they're going to try to take that away from him the final half of this game.
Runyon and Healy taking whacks at that puck, and instead it'll go behind Cooper C-Dot with Runyon and the Lions. Whistle blows. The Illini have 6 guys out there right now.
They had 7 at one point last night. Chance Homer, they're in that final 10-second stretch. He was out there before the puck drop. So they had a 7-on-4 there for a moment.
And here they blew a whistle, no penalty for too many men. It'll be Hatton, Holmgren, and Kolaz out there right now. Or excuse me, Justin Reese.
And that'd be a penalty they just can't afford.
Here's Townsend right through the slot. Shot it wide. Looked like he had a good look on Girth. Just couldn't put it in the net. Here's Hatton defending Newman and company. Here comes Newman. Touches it up to Mitchell. And Mitchell's going to send that over to Lozano. And that shot goes nowhere. He's Hatton. Over to Opelka. 9 minutes to play here in period number 2. The game is tied 1-1 with goals from Kolaz and Kalau. A couple of Ks scoring goals. Opelka defending Crago. Crago attacking him, but that puck will go to Reese. He'll find Hatton, and he'll
fine stick, twig.
Now here comes Holmgren right through the middle, heading towards the goal, but that's stopped by C-Dot, and now Hatton's got a stick to go retrieve.
Oh my gosh!
He got hit so hard the stick went all the way to behind Elliot Girth.
That was in midair for like a pretty decent amount of time.
Could have killed somebody.
No, I had a comment to make. Not sure.
While you're thinking of that, I'll point out that Justin Reese found a phone on the ice and tossed it back up to
Wait, really?
one of the spectators in row number 1 over there.
Someone dropped their phone?
Onto the ice.
Hope they had an OtterBox.
Here is Ernsting, the guy that you predicted is going to be the guy to break the tie. We'll see what he can do as it's
game-winning goal. He's going to get the GWG again.
It's Kolaz, Ernsting, and Ribba out there. Bobby Ernsting lays a body. Can't grab the puck, though. Now, up through the middle. Casper Ribba pokes it away, but nobody's there to retrieve it. It'll stay with Wilk and the Lions. Murphy out there with him, and that puck will go out of play.
I know what my comment was now. Illinois has allowed Lindenwood, I'm not going to go into like defensive lapses by any means, but Lindenwood has had a lot more space, especially in the gaps between them and the Illini defenders. They've been able to get several more shots off here in the second period, and that's contributing to peppering Elliot Girth and getting that 1 goal and chances for others. And the Illini have to get back to playing that aggressive defense they were playing in the first.
Yeah, I think it really has to do with the fact that Lindenwood doesn't like to be losing. They haven't done it for much this year, and
that's not fun to them.
They really weren't doing it for too long tonight, so they erased that deficit and look like a different team ever since. Now here comes a potential 2-on-1. It's going to be Chirillo and Sabo. Chirillo shoots it, blocked by number 8. Great diving block by Austin Wilk before Cooper Cdot swallows that one up.
Yeah, that was, hey, you know, I think Chirillo could have maybe put like a halt on that one and then dropped off to Sabo, who's going down the center as that trailer. But, you know, I like the aggressiveness by Nick Chirillo. He's up to the third line, and he's just trying to make an impact on this Illini offense.
And not a great sign for the Illini. One of their best defensemen tonight, Joe Nolan, heads off the bench. And it looks like a trainer's going to be looking at him. Charlie Salk tries to send that one, but it gets nowhere. Here's Lombardi. And he'll ring that one off the boards, tries to get it behind, and he does. That one goes back out to the point. That shot through some traffic never gets to the net. Big scrum of bodies behind the net. The Illini look to come away with it. It's Opilka battling Owad for it. And out of the zone it goes. And that one was just barely offsides. Owad never retouched. The tag-up attempt was no good, and there will be a draw.
Illinois scored, what, like 9 minutes ago at this point? They haven't really had a chance on offense since. Like, CDOT had to stop that one from Chirillo right there, but you got to get back to getting some space on offense and just having some zone time.
Yeah, it kind of looked like once the goal was scored, the Illini went to, okay, let's not give up a goal mode instead of continuing to attack, which is something we thought they should do. We'll see what they can do in the last 6 minutes and 50 seconds left here in period number 2.
Look at, down goes Quinn, almost a penalty.
But the arms of the officials stay down. In the near side corner, kind of another one of our blind spots from the booth here. Over to Moskaluk out in front, but can't get anything on it. Shot by Graham from the point, and it'll be retrieved by Lombardi, but Quinn beats him to it.
You need a shot from an angle. Like those shots from the point, Lindenwood is always going to have a man in front.
Big hit there by Healy. Throws a man off the puck, but it goes right back to Newman. Here comes Runyon. Throws it off to nobody, and Jack Graham retrieves it. He gets it up to Salk and Healy. Healy touches it, and it'll go into the zone. Stephen Quinn and Runyon going after it. Now it's Ricky Hatton and Newman. Stephen Quinn will get it. He's got Holmgren, can't get it to him. Here's Turek. And a whistle blows.
Going to be a penalty on the Lions, I believe. That's going to send their captain, Kyler Newman, to the box, I believe.
And Newman's heading over towards the box. Looks like you're exactly right.
There you go. It's a good chance for the Illini. Golden opportunity.
And they're gonna. I like to say on these power plays. I know you've heard me say it before. Much like the Blackhawks run it with Patrick Kane and Alex DeBrincat, they run it the same way the Illini do with Casper Ribba and Thomas Kolas. I like to call it Ribba time on the power play. So keep your eyes open for him sneaking back door. Here he is on the near side. Kolas is going to try to get it to him.
They want to go with that 1-3-1 on the power play, and everyone's dangerous.
Casper Ribba sends it back up to Opilka. Here's Ernsting. Ernsting tries to get it to Ribba, and it doesn't quite get through Townsend and company. Now here's Kolas. Over to Opilka. Back over to Ernsting. Ernsting will take it. Now here's Opilka. Opilka to Ribba. Ribba looking for somewhere to go with it. Gives it back to Opilka. Takes a shot. Can't get anything on it. Here's Ernsting.
A lot of holding
dancing
of the puck.
around. Here's Ribba. He'll pass it in front to Moskaluk. Moskaluk will shoot off the shin of Townsend. Kolas behind the net. They've controlled the puck for the majority of this power play. Got a couple of shots on. And bodies flying.
CDOT throws a punch.
At his own guy.
No, I
it
think
looked like.
Oh, yeah, but it was a Moskaluk, I think. He just tried to, like, push him.
Yeah, Moskaluk, the agitator, kind of bumped, I think, Ursulak into CDOT into the net. So it came off its moorings. A lot going on there.
Hey, shout out to Royce Allred, who's doing our camera work tonight. And he followed Moskaluk to the bench. He had a little close-up at Donovan Bird, the backup goaltender tonight. Allred, of course, dressed last night as the backup to Elliot Girth.
With just under a minute left on this power play, 57 seconds, the Illini roll out Chirillo, Novosel.
Ooh, wow, what a pass.
And Healy out there as Healy hits the ice hard, and the Illini retreat and try to recover.
Now the Illini, like, the passes on this power play, kind of slow. Like, Lindenwood's able to move so fast on defense that if you're not moving fast enough, they're going to get in front of every single puck.
And I think without that top line off from the power play, the Illini might have a tough time generating offense.
Yeah, no, the Illini, the best 45 seconds had just been kind of back and forth in the power play, and this was a great chance nearing the end of that second period to find that second goal.
And that pass went to nobody. The Illini are going to have one last shot at a rush. It's going to be Healy finally taking it over, dropping it back for Salk. He had a lane, decided not to shoot. Trillo lays a big hit on a man, and the puck gets lost again. 4 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. That'll wrap up the power play. No score from the Illini. 1-1 here with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in period number 2. I'm Anthony Pasquale alongside Stephen Cohn. Thank you for watching Illini Hockey on YouTube. This is the second period switcheroo. Now here's Murphy and the Lions. Send it towards the net. Big save by Elliot Girth.
I don't know if that was a save by Girth or just a shot that was
a little wide.
Yeah, like high and wide. But Girth was able. I thought that was good positioning by Girth to be able to get in front of that one. And I think he was well positioned to make a save, and he had help from his defense. So that's one of Elliot Girth's better positioning efforts of the night. Because we've seen him struggle on some of those fast break opportunities, odd man rushes.
Yeah, you nailed it right there. Sometimes the positioning is the save itself.
Hey, you make that tougher shot on Murphy. And
forces him to shoot it wide. Now here comes Chance Holmgren. He's got Hatton. Hatton barely remains in place for the to negate the offsides. Here's Reese.
What a play by Wilk in front.
Yeah, he's been all over the ice today, whether he's been on his skates or on his belly. He's been making plays defensively. Here's Chance Holmgren. He's got Reese back door, can't get it to him, and it'll be Lozano and the Lions taking it up. Turek recovers that one with 3 minutes left. Up the wing with it, recovered by Wilk again. He gets it over to Townsend. That seems to be their best defensive pairing, Townsend and Wilk. Now here comes Lozano, and that shot hit off of Tyler Opilka's stick. Now it's going to be Ricky Hatton, who just pushes that one to Wilkin, looking for Ursulak and Lozano.
That's that pass from Cita that the Illini had to watch all of last night and tonight as well. That two-line pass.
Yeah, you saw him. He was a little bit giddy to get that one off because he wanted to generate that chance, but no can do there. Now here's Charlie Salk, paired with Mike Turek currently. Dumps that one into the zone, gets hit, and Kolaz, Ribba, and Ernsting come on the ice. Now here's Green, heading up the right wing. That one goes off of Kalau's skate, and Graham will retrieve it. Ribba back towards Graham. Ribba takes it away, and he's got Kolaz with a one-on-one if he hurries. And that one's negated there by Newman with a great defensive play to gobble that puck up and take it in the offensive zone. And he'll ring it behind the boards. Charlie Salk chases after it, gets it to Healy. Now here's Ribba and Kolaz.
Ooh.
And Ribba goes down. He got tripped. Looks like it will be a penalty.
And Elliot Girth going off, but he'll hold it right back. But another penalty on Kyler Newman is seconds in like this period.
He looks to be a little bit hurt too. I think he took Casper Ribba's head right to his shin, so that definitely didn't feel good either.
Yeah, he's got to get helped off to, I don't think he's going to go to the box though. He's definitely going to head to the bench and get checked out. But no, that was terrifying of Newman. He was flying midair, and then when he fell down, he fell on his leg, I believe. And Rick Zombo looking for a little bit of explanation because at the end of the day, I don't know if that was really like a tripping penalty. Like, the guy just collided.
Yeah, it's a tough one to call if it is a tripping penalty, but definitely one that'll benefit the Illini. We always talk about it. Seems like every time we do a game here at the Big Pond, the Illini take a power play into the third period. So if they do get one, they're going to have about
they did last night
27 seconds left. And Ribba looks to be shaking off his injuries to go back out there if it is a power play. Into the box will go Green from Lindenwood. Nick Green will take the spot of, I believe, Kyler Newman. And the Illini will be on a power play again. Casper Ribba right back out there. What a tough kid.
Yeah, you know, Casper Ribba, they all talk highly of him. And why not? He's leading the team in goals as a freshman. He could be on pace for 80 goals in his Illini career if he keeps this up.
And my prediction is he's netting number 14 in the last minute and 33 seconds of the second period.
Okay, we'll see.
And Riba gets it off the draw, gets it over to Opilka. Now Opilka on top loses it. They're going to have to retreat and reset.
So let's see if the Illini can move faster on this power play because Lindenwood's defense hasn't changed at all.
Here's Koles. Koles up the wing, nowhere to go with it, gets it back to Opilka, and he gets it back to Koles. Koles tries to get it to Ernsting.
A few tip passes already.
Ernsting loses it, gets it to Koles. Here's Riba, takes a shot, looking for the top shelf, can't get it. Big save off the blocker by Cooper Cedot. What a save.
That was a great shot, though, by Koles, or Riba, of aiming a shot.
He brought it back like he was going to go on the near side, but he went for the far side post. That's going to be a tripping penalty on Moskaluk, I believe.
Yeah, he was coming from behind.
Looks like he tripped again, kind of went into the feet.
So we'll 4-4, though, for a minute. Into the third.
Against most of these teams in the ACHA, I'd say 4-on-4 hockey at the Big Pond favors the Illini. But with the way Lindenwood plays, how physical and how quick, not too sure.
Oh yeah, there's no reason Illinois really ever loses an overtime game at the Big Pond because once you get to 3-on-3, the Illini skaters are faster than just about everyone else in the ACHA. But you look at a game like today, Lindenwood can match that speed, so the Illini basically have to just play prevent for the next 44 seconds.
44.8 left in the period. 4-on-4 hockey, 2 penalties ensued in the last 2 minutes, so they will carry over into period number 3. Lindenwood will get about 50 seconds or so on the power play to open up period number 3. Here's Runyon retrieving behind Cedot, chased after by Holmgren. And now here's Lozano coming up the wing with some space. He shoots, blocked away by Jack Graham. Another great defensive play by him.
Yeah, he was able to get a stick in there.
Here's Wilk at the point. Passes it off to... Here's Runyon, tries to get it back to Wilk. He can't do it. 3 seconds, 2 and 1. And that just about does it for the second period of play. Heading into the third period, 4-on-4 hockey. The game is 1-1. What did you see and what did you like in that second period?
Well, I said Illinois need, if they want to win, they got to find a way to score. They scored, and then they were stuck on the power play on the PK. They gave up a goal. They'll just have to find a way again to create some offense because it's really tough against this defense. And, hey, 1 goal is going to win at this point. That's all it's going to take.
An early goal from Thomas Koles and an answer from Alex Kalo leaves this game tied at 1 after 2 periods of play. I'm Anthony Pasquale alongside Stephen Cohn, and we're going to send it to the second period intermission report with Sophia, Claire, and Patrick. Thank you for listening to Illini Hockey on YouTube.
Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. 'Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you've been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go out.
Welcome back to the Big Pond here in Champaign, Illinois for Illini Hockey Broadcasting Intermission Report presented by YouTube. Alongside Patrick Catazone and Claire O'Brien, I'm Sophia Morano. After the second period, the score is now 1-1 with Thomas Kolaz scoring the goal for the Illini, assisted by Bobby Ernsting. Also in this period, Bobby Ernsting and John Moskalek from the Illini earned penalties for hooking, and Lindenwood's number 24, Kyler Newman, and number 10, Nick Green, received penalties as well. All right, what do you guys think of this second period? What are your overall takeaways?
Well, it's been a lot more physical than the first period, especially given that we've seen a few trips to the penalty box. Last night it was also like that, so I think you're seeing more of an even matchup. And also, Patrick and Steven both thought that nobody would score, and they're both kind of half right. We have a tied game, so the third period's going to be the period that I think is going to put somebody ahead.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by the a little offense really from the Illini. It seemed like they kind of put it together a little bit more offensively, getting more chances than they did last night, which resulted in this 1-1 game. And I think if you're the Illini, you got to feel good going into this third period, just the way you've played and the fact that it's tied up at one, and you've been able to score against CDOT, meaning that he's not invincible. He's sure is good and. There was a couple plays there. I know that the Casper Ribas shot with just a couple minutes left. To point out, one of them was a great shot in the corner, right on the edge of the circle that didn't go in, but it was just a fantastic shot. So he's going to save some of those. But yeah, pleasantly surprised with how the Illini have done, and feel confident about them going into the third period.
Yeah, definitely looking back on last night at the point where Thomas Kolaz scored his goal, which was very early on in the second period. This was kind of where the Illini were already starting to fall behind Lindenwood a little bit, with them scoring goals really early on into the second period last night. And I think that has a lot to say about how far the Illini have come going against this team and how much they learned from last night. Do you think this could have a chance of going into overtime tonight?
Yeah, I definitely think that's definitely something that's on the table. We enter the third period with another tie. The first period it was tied 0-0. And then now it's tied 1-1. So you could very well see overtime being a possibility. It could happen, but we'll have to see what happens. Though there is an opportunity for both teams to score. 25 seconds left for Lindenwood in the penalty box, 1:14 left for Moskaluk. So both teams had the opportunity to get a quick goal right away.
Yeah, I always like to see a little 4-on-4 hockey, going back to some the pond hockey days, I guess you could say. And I don't know if the Illini could get off to that fast start. I think we certainly want to see that from the Illini, but it just kind of seems like all year they haven't been able to get off to a really quick start and then try and not necessarily coast, but park the bus a little bit for the rest of the period. That being said, they have played a little conservatively, I feel like, in these last two games, just trying not to give up too many goals to keep themselves in the game. I think we see that just on the way the defense has kind of changed, and making sure that they don't make the mistake they did last night, like get caught on a bad change because CDOT makes a good pass. Defensemen on the far side of the rink are staying on a little longer just to make sure that they don't have that mistake again, and they switch sides with the new skater defensively to get that old one off. So playing a little bit conservative now.
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with that. You can see them holding back a little bit, just kind of trying to really keep up that defense and trying to make sure that they're not going to get dominated by Lindenwood again, which has been what's starting to to not work in their favor a little bit. We really need to see them keep up that momentum throughout the entire game, kind of just like how you were saying. Really keep the energy going and be able to capitalize on their advantages and be able to sneak it past Lindenwood. So we talked a little bit about Cooper CDOT. What do we think are some of his weaknesses that will help the Illini be able to maybe get another goal or two in?
Well, I think the best opportunity for the Illini is a 2-on-1 situation or a 1-on-1. I mean, dare I say 1-on-1 situation, because CDOT's even good at that. The 2-on-1 situation where got one defenseman and two forwards, I think is your best shot, because at that point CDOT doesn't necessarily know if you're passing or not, and I think if you are that forward who has the puck going in on 2-on-1 situation, you got to make the pass because CDOT's so good at keeping clear anything from that edge of the circle. He's not going to let anything in, so you got to make some kind of move around him. We saw last night that I can't remember who it was, but a quick deke and going backhand resulted in a CDOT save because he stayed home inside the net. This time, I think you got to do something, try and do something similar, but try and catch him where he's trying to shoot on the other side of the net, kind of where obviously he's not in that 2-on-1 situation. So that's what I would look for offensively. Keep on going, playing quick. I think that actually favors the Illini a lot more. I think we saw it last night, and they just weren't able to connect on some passes that resulted in missed plays. But tonight, I think it's a new team. You still have a lot of energy. Try and connect on some of those passes and score in this third period.
Yeah, definitely just have to kind of work together as a team there, move like a team, just be able to work together, not fall back into their old patterns of relying on some of the stronger, more players with more seniority to kind of take it away. So what else do we have predicted for the third period? What do you think? How do you guys think this is going to play out?
Well, I was going to bring this up, but so far Colas is all the points for the goals for the Illini this weekend, and he scored with about 16:30 left in the second. So I think you could see another quick goal from Colas, but Casper Riba could very well get his 14th goal of the season, and he put one in the net in the first period, but it was called back for high sticking, and then with about 1 minute to go in the second, he had another near miss. So I think he could very well be on track to get his 14th goal, and they always say that third time's the charm, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's definitely a reasonable prediction, I would say. Casper Riba, the superstar freshman, I know over here we're all big fans of him in the Big Pond. Really has been just blowing everybody away. He's been playing well, like we mentioned. He had that almost goal back in the first period there, which I know had everybody really brokenhearted, but I would say that makes sense, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I throw in my little opinion here on third period. I honestly, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in us scoring in any period, as I said, kind of basically the last period, but really look towards that last 2 minutes for a goal. Otherwise, I think this one might be going in an OT.
Yeah, I think this is most likely to go into an overtime at the point where we're at right now, 1-1, especially with both these teams being so evenly matched with each other and kind of having that physical game being so strong there. I think that's most likely what we're looking at here. But at the end of the day, I can see, really, I think now it could even be a toss-up of which team, just getting one more goal in there, which really I think it is all going to boil down to one more goal. All right, so any other thoughts that we have going into the third period? Anything else we want to say?
Elliot Girth has played a fantastic game tonight.
Yes.
Want to shout him out, only giving up one goal in this second period. Honestly, based on how we've seen these last two games, really confident in him going forward, playing alongside Bardenhart, who's in a little bit of an injury. But Girth has played fantastic against a really good Lindenwood team. Defense still playing fantastic. I think we saw the huge upgrade tonight, and rightfully so, of Jack Graham and Nolan, just because they've been playing so hot as of late. So they're going to start, and they've been playing well. They've been playing up to what we thought they would, and hopefully get to see more from both of them, and Girth can keep it at 1.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Elliot Girth definitely deserving the love here. He's been playing really excellently again for being such a new goaltender, really being able to hold his own, already starting out super strong. I can't wait to see what he's going to have next as we go into the next couple games for the rest of the season. All right, so I think that wraps it up for this period's intermission report. So once again, alongside Patrick Catazone and Claire O'Brien, I'm Sophia Morano, and this broadcast is presented by YouTube. We'll go back to break, and then we'll hand it off to Stephen and Anthony for period 3. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.
Somebody save your soul, 'cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold. I want the good life every good night, you're a hot one to hold. 'Cause you don't even know I can make your hands
like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. Uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it. All out, turn the beat up. Hey, now I'm glad to meet ya. Turn up, girl, blow the speaker. Yeah, think about it now, blow the speaker. I'll speak louder, let's get wild tonight. Billionaire bottles, we just down. I'm like, ain't no problem, all my wrongs are right. Alright, alright, I don't like it, I love it. I got another coming in my budget. I got an anaconda in my trusty. Don't push it, cause I'ma hit it till I jackpot. That's right, wax on, baby, wax off. Act right, we can put it on the black card. All night and I'll spend it, cause I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. Uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it. All night, let me groove ya. Dance with me, turn down for who, girl? Another round to help us step the moves up. Yeah, but that round need a measuring ruler. Celebrate life and I'll pay for it. Like a body nice next to my tongue for it. Yeah, party all right, let's all aboard. Let's all aboard, all aboard. I don't like it, I love it. And the other girls, they can't touch it. Competition, that's a whole nother subject. I wanna walk it out in public. You a star, baby, just know. Let's go to the mansion or the condo. That's cool, perfect time, gotta let it flow. You know I'm watching, cause I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. Uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it. Meet me at the studio. Bang a ring just like Rufio. Feel a bass, let your booty go. I wanna get inside it. Run away for a few days. Think about love, baby, touche. Tied up like a shoelace. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it. I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it. I love it.
And welcome back to the third period in the Big Pond in Champaign, Illinois. Illini hockey presented by YouTube. It's a Saturday night edition between the Illinois Fighting Illini and the Lindenwood Lions. Lindenwood putting its 17-0 perfect record on the line tonight against the number 12 ranked Fighting Illini. Hi everybody, alongside Anthony Pasquale. I'm Stephen Cohn. It's been Anthony Pasquale. I don't know why I said I don't know what I just said. I skipped over a syllable, I think. But it's going to be an exciting third period as the Illini have a chance to knock off number one. Lindenwood would probably stay as the number one ranked team in the ACHA, but still, just for this Illinois team entering the final 7 weeks, what would it mean for the Illini to have a chance and know that one time this year they beat Lindenwood?
Well, yeah, first of all, they'd probably shoot up in the rankings at least a couple of spots, get into the top 10, but this Illini team, you really don't have anything to lose in this game when you're playing a team that heavily favored over you. But here's what I'm going to say. With a win, the Illini can really define their season. They could become the team that beat Lindenwood. They could become this team that isn't on a run to the championship hangover.
You think they're missing an identity right now because they made the national championship last year, and it's been maybe to some a down year here in 2019.
Exactly. I think their identity has come from the fact we went to the national championship last year.
Yeah, they're living in the last year.
But I think this game can turn it into let's go to the national championship this year.
Well, if they go to the national championship, they could be playing Lindenwood again. They could play Lindenwood in the CSCHL championship at Lindenwood in March.
And even more so, that could turn into we've beat these guys, we can do it again.
Oh, and if they beat these guys, they could beat anyone in the country because Lindenwood still undefeated here on January 19th. We're off here in the third period. Lindenwood going left to right, the Illini right to left. Townsend has the puck at the right point, tosses it down low to the corner. No more second period switcheroo here in the third. You'll have 3 years to, do play-by-play.
To switcheroo.
Yeah, we'll switch it all up for next 3 years. At the left point now, and that's an easy goal. Finnegan puts it in, and it's 2-1 Lindenwood.
Yeah, there's two things to blame that on. First of all, Thomas Colas got really badly injured. I think he might have took a stick to the midsection. And then I think the worst part is, I believe it was Jack Graham. It could have been Joe Nolan. Stick got caught in the blade of Townsend, lost the stick. So you had one guy injured and one guy without a stick. That goal was going to come so easily. So early on here in the second period, both penalties are over. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. The Illini have some work to do.
Yeah, that was 4-on-4. 35 seconds and 19:25 left. The Illini now find themselves trailing by the same score they lost by yesterday. Lindenwood got the early third period goal yesterday to go up 2-0. Then the Illini fought back, got down 2-1, had chances at the end, but lost that game by this same score. So hope to change that today. But hey, even if you lost to Lindenwood 2-1 twice in the weekend, it's disappointing. But those would be two competitive games.
I mean, that might be enough to raise your ranking a little bit.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, they're taking a goal differential. The Illini have to get another stop here. That shot wide from Kalo already has a goal tonight. Caught Thomas Colas as the Illini's. Finnegan had that second one to put the Lions ahead here in the third. Now it's Murphy on the right side, going past two Illini. Saved by Girth, tossed back out. Jack Healy in the corner, turns back, and Ursula pushes that puck away. Kalo now, great pass, a shot incoming, and shot deflected in front. Another whistle. It looks like Murphy is still on top of an Illini. Can't really see who that is right now, but Murphy wouldn't get up. He shook up Stephen Quinn.
Is he going to the box?
Yeah, Ryan Murphy's going to go to the box again. Or Brendan Murphy, the junior, is going to head back there. So it's 2-1 Lindenwood, but the Illini on the power play again. What do the Illini need to do this time to have a more successful power play?
Ribbit time again. But actually, it looks like Stephen Quinn's going to head in the box too.
So we're going to have dual minors right there. So it'll be 4-on-4 again, which, again, this is a tough place to play 4-on-4. It's actually easy usually for the Illini, but against Lindenwood, no easy task.
Yeah, I like the idea of having... First of all, good to see Joe Nolan back out there. We saw him head off a little bit early in that second period. But I like the idea of 4-on-4 hockey for the Illini because we know how quick they can play, especially on their own home ice. They're so used to it. Maybe this can be the break they need.
Churlo and Novacell, the first forwards out there for the Illini with Nolan and Graham. Nolan has the puck, turns it back, passes over to Jack Graham. Graham ahead to Novacell, 2-1 for the Illini potentially. Novacell going on the right side, shot saved by Cooper Cita.
If Chirillo was just a little bit behind, that rebound would have been right to him. He might have been able to tap that one in, but he was gunning towards the net.
Finnegan for Runyon, pad save by Elliot Girth. Now a chance with some open ice for Jack Graham. Couldn't find that edge, and he turns back. Joe Nolan now going to quarterback the rush. 1:15 left on the minors for both teams. Murphy for the Lions, Stephen Quinn for the Illini.
Got Ernsting and Ribba out there. I think that's a good combo to maybe get some offense going.
Well, it's been Colas and Ribba all weekend for Illinois, but Thomas Colas was being evaluated on the bench, and we'll see how long it takes for him to come back into the game here in the third. Because that's probably the pairing that Nick Fabrini would like right now with the forwards.
Yeah, the issue is there. You don't really have a guy that you know can win a draw.
Yeah.
But I like those two guys. They have the best chemistry on this team, no doubt.
Townsend drops it for Craig or Vic Lombardi. and blocked in front.
Great block there by Opilka, sacrificing the body. Now here comes Ribba.
Casper Ribba dumps it all the way down. 25 seconds left on the 4-on-4. 16:50 left to go in the third. The Illini trail 2-1. Finnegan's goal the difference here in the third period. Lozano and the shot in front from Mitchell is blocked against. The Illini not letting shots get to Elliot Girth, though.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing, especially since we talked about if you're going to sacrifice his vision and let there be traffic, you got to stop the puck.
Another shot in front and deflected by Charlie Salk. It almost in, but hit the boards.
The other thing I'm going to say is I think next goal wins right here. I think the momentum for the Illini to tie the game could propel them to a win, and a 2-goal lead for Lindenwood is almost possible to erase.
Yeah, no, that'd be almost impossible to erase. The Illini have scored 2 goals over 5+ periods this weekend, so scoring 2 goals in 15 minutes will be quite the challenge against Cooper CDOT. Just over 16 minutes left to go now. You're watching Illini hockey on YouTube. The Illini tipped back in by Jack Graham, so no offsides there. That puck not handled by Justin Reese behind their own net. Go the Lions. Ahead to Mitchell again. He gains the zone. Going down the right, pass to the left to Green. Nick Green ends up going to the boards.
Another good play by Jack Graham to attack him there, throw him off the puck. I really like the way he's been playing defensively in this series.
A chance. Oh, another goal. This one, Nick Green. And it's 3-1 Lindenwood.
Yeah, that one came a little bit too easy. I believe it was Wilk right behind the net who was just able to feed it to him. And another wide open net. Again, I don't really think this is Girth's fault. I think the passing is just too much for a goalie to retreat that quickly. But one thing I will say is that high stick and goal scored by Ribba in that first period will look a lot better on the scoreboard right about now.
Oh, yeah. No, that was the Casper Ribba had a goal taken away in the first period for high sticking. The Lions still were up 1-0, but now 3 unanswered goals by the Lions, including 2 in the first 4.5 minutes of this third period to find themselves down 3-1.
Illini got to get back to their to the same thing that worked basically the end of the first period and the beginning of the second, the way they attacked and created on-man rushes.
Alex Kalo goes down low into the boards and still handles the puck to Austin Wilk. Wilk couldn't handle it, so he has to go back to neutral ice and retreat. Hit in front to Tyler Opilka. Opilka with a chance now, going out center and a glove save. Cooper CDOT with 14:55 left.
Yeah, Opilka got a ton on that wrist shot, and it kind of looked like it surprised CDOT that he was able to get his glove there that quickly, but like Doc Emmerich likes to say, lightning-like with the glove there from Cooper CDOT.
I like that. I like the Pat Foley references. I like the Doc Emmerich references. What else you got? You got 3 more goals by that line? Some 3 more goals?
That'd be nice. I mean, I think that's what everybody's rooting for. We'll see if Casper, Bobby, and Thomas and company can do just that.
Right now, the line needs a stop on defense. Brendan Murphy into the right circle. Shot and deflected back to him. Now Murphy behind the net. Gretzky's offense. Wraparound opportunity, and Girth jumps on that one.
And nobody knew where that one was. Looked like Precos and both Moskala kind of skated towards the blue line thinking the puck was over there, so that opened up that wraparound chance, but Girth was able to cover it up.
Hey, you think the Illini are frustrated right now because you had the lead today and now you've given up the 3 goals and you find yourself in a deficit where you're struggling to score? What's the way out of that?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know how they always say lions can smell fear, and I think it's one of those things, as cheesy as it sounds, to make the animal
chance for Bobby
reference.
Ernsting, and it was on the stick of Thomas Colas, but he couldn't handle the first chance.
And back to what I was saying, I think this Lindenwood team is so good at playing with a lead and building a lead. You've got to cut into that as quickly as possible, or this game could really turn into a 4-1, 5-1, maybe even a 6-1 game.
That would be devastating if you're an Illini fan, because you knew you came this close both days, and you'd hate to see it just become a blowout in the final 13 minutes, because you know that's not how this game and this weekend was played.
Exactly, and that's the kind of hockey team this Lindenwood team has. The Illini really have to strap it down and kind of prove who they are a little bit. Doesn't mean necessarily coming out with a win, but we'll see what they can do.
Blair Barrows handles the puck in the corner, trying to freeze it. The Illini were. Now the chance for Joe Nolan. Nolan turns back toward the end boards and uses the boards to get that pass, that initial one. And it stays in the Lions zone. Back to neutral ice, Austin Wilk goes. Yeah, Lindenwood just got to try to kill clock at this point because they're totally content with a 3-1 win.
Yeah, they're controlling this game right now. The scoreboard might not look like it, but this last half of the second period and so far in the third, it's been domination from the Lions. The Illini need to get right back into it quick.
Far side half boards where the puck is right now. And unable to handle that. Chance Homer, the line couldn't clear. And another chance and a spinning shot from Barrows. Rejected. And the puck almost into the stands, but dumped all the way down as it was flipped up into there. Under 13 minutes left to go in the third. The Illini down by 2.
Kind of wanted to grab that one as it floated by.
That looked like it was coming like closer to us. Justin Reese tips it. It's over the block eye now. It's handled by Barrows. Again, he's been active here in this third period. And tossed all the way down. First to get to it is Martin. And Joe Nolan has a very active stick in front of his own net.
Yeah, great job by him manning the passing lane and making sure that that centering attempt never got through.
Ryan Martin tosses back to the alternate captain, number 8, Austin Wilk. Girth leaves his crease, plays off the boards. The Illini able to clear it down, all the way down, and get it changed, but that's not going to cut it at this point. You need 2 goals, you need some offense.
Yeah, and you've only got 12 minutes to do so against one of the best defenses in the nation. So it's going to be a big test for the Illini to see if they can do that. The dump and chase isn't probably the way that's going to have to happen.
And Charlie Salk takes a big hit. The Illini going to go to that power play. Elliot Girth skating off will go back on. The Lions touch it up. And then maybe a cross check right there.
He got a glove to the face, and it kind of turned into a little choke slam the way it looked. So great job by Charlie Salk to draw that penalty. Now what the Illini need is a goal on this power play to bring this back into a 1-goal game, because then at that point anything can happen.
Yeah, this is the biggest special teams moments for either team all weekend in my mind, because this is a chance for Illinois to, yes, get back into a reasonable deficit against this team, but you got to start it right now. 2 minutes on the power play, 11:50 left to go in the third. Tyler Opulka going to handle that initial pass at the point. Back to neutral ice he goes. A chance now for Ursulak on the breakaway. And he turns back. The Illini need opportunities early on here in this power play.
Yeah, and I'll go back to what I said when we had that 4-on-4 that we thought could have been a power play for the Illini. You got to get it to your playmakers. It's got to be Casper Ribba and Thomas Kolas who have the puck the majority of this power play. As much as I like the way Tyler Opulka plays offense, if he has the puck, that means your power play isn't doing much. So they got to keep the puck in their offensive zone. This dancing around by Lindenwood and clearing it down, not going to be the way that'll get it done.
Yeah, it's been 45 seconds on the power play for the Illini, and they haven't gotten really any sustained zone time because Lindenwood's been able to dump down twice. Maybe a chance down. Neil Novosel gains his zone, pushes it down. He was trying to get a hooking penalty there as well. 10:55 left to go in the third. The Illini down by 2.
And with that, they've seemed to wasted their the legs of Ribba, Kolas, and Ernsting on this power play. They've got line 2 out there now.
And maybe they'll get one more chance for the final 20 seconds or so, but that would mean the Lions dropped it down again. So, Nolan, the shot deflected in front of a diving Lion. And Nolan throws a hit then, so it stays in the Illini zone, neutral ice. 40 seconds left in the Illini's power play. Here comes Nick Chirillo. Chirillo going toward the left circle, trying to get that centering pass, and deflected in front.
I like the way Chirillo plays. There's a really spark that he kind of provided this power play.
You'll Novosel, that shot meets the boards. Chance for Jack Graham now. 20 seconds left on the power play. The Illini need a flurry of shots. Chirillo. And that would hit Chirillo from Healy. Healy tried to play the puck. He's pushed down. The Illini and the fans in the stands want a penalty. There won't be. 5 seconds left on the man advantage, and the Illini unable to convert this golden opportunity. That's frustrating to say the least.
It really is, because they didn't really generate anything on that power play. And this is a power play that usually gets at least a couple of shots on, control the puck in their zone for most of it, and that's not what we saw in either of the power plays tonight.
9:30 left to go in the third. The Illini have given up 2, and there's a whistle.
And the biggest thing about that, too, is Lindenwood is such a disciplined team. It's very unlikely that you're going to get them vulnerable for another penalty here in the last 9.5 minutes.
Yeah, you might not get that. Might have been your last chance with a man advantage
before you have to pull.
Yeah. And how many times did CDOT have to even touch the puck? Ever?
I don't think so.
The Illini shots all were wide, and they were deflected by his defenders in front. So credit to Lindenwood's defense for shutting down the Illini. Jack Graham at the left point, just behind the left circle, shot on, in front, the Illini, and they get the goal! Stephen Quinn, it's 3-2.
And just like that, you saw the traffic. That puck was moving slower than any hockey puck I've ever seen. Nobody knocked it down, and Moskaluk was able to get it just past Cooper Cedot's glove side, and Stephen Quinn was able to jam that one in. Good to see Stephen Quinn back on the scoreboard and the Illini back in this game.
What a magical season it's been for the Illini senior from Naperville. 9 goals now. Only had 3 all of last season, and maybe none bigger than that. It's 3-2 with 9:10 left. Can the Illini do it?
I do think so. I think the crowd's back into it. The team's back into it. They all believe now. They know that this Lions team can be vulnerable.
How'd they score that one? They just had guys in front.
Exactly. You needed that proof again. You needed that validation to your team. Yeah, this is possible. So now it's up to them. These last 9 minutes can pretty much define their season if they handle them the right way. So let's see how the Illini do it.
Hey, there have been many games that Lindenwood allowed 2 goals this year. Why not a third? You're watching Illini Hockey on YouTube under 9 minutes to go alongside Anthony Pasquale. I'm Stephen Cohn. It could be the Illini's biggest win in years as they face 17-0 Lindenwood and have them on edge. The Illini down by 1. That puck tipped into the stands in about the second row here at the Big Ponds. This is as good as it gets. The Illini have a chance now and a little more confidence maybe than they did yesterday in a similar situation.
Yeah, and I like to look in these situations. I like to look at the players on the bench, and you see the Illini, all their shoulders are up. That shows confidence. That shows they want to be out there. And you look at Lindenwood, their heads, like you could just tell they look like, what the heck is going on? This doesn't happen to us. So I really like the Illini's chances to get some more offense going, keep throwing some traffic in front of CDOT, and maybe pull this one out.
They've had 1 overtime game this year, and they ended up beating Ohio, and that was almost a hooking call again, this time by number 6, Matt Runyon, but it's not called. And neutral ice it goes. The Illini have the puck, dump it all the way back down into their offensive zone. The Lions, though, they didn't play between November 17th and yesterday, January 18th. That was 9 weeks without a game. That's a long time. And the Illini have played them close both nights. Elliot Girth with a great play on the puck.
Yeah, that wasn't good by Joe Nolan. You have a stick for a reason. You shouldn't be kicking the puck as it's skating at you, or gliding at you, I mean.
An Illini thrown into the boards on the near side half board. 7:50 left to go. Illinois needs 1 to tie, 2 to win. Tossing it down, Hayden Ursulik all the way to the end boards. Joe Nolan trying to cut off that crease, and Jack Graham battling for the puck. And now the Illini are skating faster, and they're much more aggressive on defense.
Oh, yeah, you can tell. When you score that goal, that puts a sense of urgency in just about every player wearing blue, white, and orange tonight. You know how much they want to knock off this undefeated team, and they want to do it in front of their home crowd. And I think this Illini team is really feeling like they haven't played their best hockey yet.
Hey, we'll see. 7:32 left. The Illini lose the draw. Oh, almost another chance for Stephen Quinn. That's not a guy you want to face when he's feeling dangerous. You don't not want him in open ice. Cross ice pass to Green. He gains his own going down the left side toward the center. And oh, that was a snipe that met the glass.
And you see the way the Illini are playing defense. Everybody seems to be kind of pinching in to protect Elliot Girth, and that's back to the way they were in the first and beginning of the second period when they had the leads and they were getting blocked shots and hits and stuff like that. So getting back to that on defense is going to be big.
Stephen Quinn touches it all the way down to the end boards. They want to go for a change. Now a chance for John Moskaluk. He tries to play the puck in front. He can't. It goes to the Lions. And neutral ice, the Illini have to try to get a few more chances because you can't trust that just one opportunity in your offensive zone is going to be enough to tie up the game.
Exactly. I think you want to get to the point where you can score before you have to pull Girth, because that obviously it's very tough to score in those situations, and it's very easy to give up goals, I feel like.
Well, here we go, and off an icing call on Lindenwood. Offensive zone draw incoming for the Fighting Illini as they look for win number 13 and look to send Lindenwood to its first defeat of the season.
And now look at the line who's out there. We've got Ernsting, we've got Koaz, and we've got Riba. Each guy with more than 20 points this season.
And they're missing Luke Forfar, who's been out essentially so far in 2019.
And Drew Richter, who's been really big on the usually
Richter,
line number 2.
Yeah, Richter was big last night, out tonight. And a whistle, I think it was offsides on the Lions, so that one will come back with 6:16 left. How can this top line, though, attack Lindenwood's defense?
Yeah, they've kind of been at the down part because whenever they're in Lindenwood's top line is in, and they tend to be in the offensive zone more than the defensive zone. So maybe it'll fall on Fabrini's shoulders to throw the first line out there when they could generate some more chances. So we'll see if he tries to do a little bit more mixing and matching with lines versus other lines in the next 6 minutes.
Look for that mismatch and just it's got to be some aggressive coaching now from Coach Fabo. Klimowski and offsides again as that shot from the blue line.
Yeah, Barrows kind of looked like a defender in basketball who just got crossed the way he was trying to keep the line. Ended up falling backwards. The back of his jersey's all snowy, but good for the Illini. No offensive rush occurred.
And we'll be off on the broadcast next week. Illinois travels to Ames, Iowa to play CSCHL rival Iowa State. They have a great broadcasting team as well over there. We'll be back in 2 weeks when the Illini return home at the Big Pond for essentially the next month. Gaining the zone, Evan Sabo going on the right side. Sabo drops for Novosel. Novosel's shot is deflected, goes all the way to the board. Sabo fighting for it. That's the third line today. Evan Sabo's been bounced up. He's been in the fourth line for most of the season. Fitting in. Pass, Neil Novosel got on the way of that one. Shots, the redirect, all the way to the boards.
I like Chirillo's chances to score one, too. He's been quite the spark plug on this second line tonight. Or third line, excuse me.
Joe Nolan battling for the puck. It's in the corner now at the half boards. The line's off of the zone. A chance in front for Martin. The backhanded shot. The net's dislodged. A break for the Illini and a great play by Martin.
Might be a delayed penalty on the Illini as well.
The net was dislodged. They've been calling for it for a while, but yeah, no, that would maybe be sent to the box for 2 minutes with 5:07 left to go.
It could have been Chirillo too, because he lost his man. He was supposed to be defending number 7, Zach Martin, and he just kind of skated past him, and he was actually the one who had the shot that Girth ended up getting his pad in front that actually dislodged the net, like you mentioned. But I think Martin got tripped on his way towards the net, whether it was looks like it's going to be Sabo who's in the box, and with 5 minutes left, a penalty kill is not something you want to be doing.
Yeah, the Illini sent to the box, Evan Sabo. 2 minutes for hooking. The Illini will be back to even strength with just over 3 minutes left to go in the game, but right now he just got to survive and advance the puck.
Yeah, but then again, this Illini team has been outstanding on the shorthanded side of things. So this isn't a situation where you can definitely count out the Illini from scoring a goal. We've seen them do it before.
Yeah. But I just at the end of the day, being at the disadvantage with men on the ice right now, not a situation you want to be in.
Exactly.
A minute 20 left. They want to go for that change. Evan Sabo in the box for 2 minutes for hooking. 2-line pass to Mitchell. And he takes it back. Lindenwood's not really even being aggressive right now in the power play, mostly just content with holding on to the puck.
Yeah, because I don't think they want to give up an odd man rush in this situation.
Yeah, that might be the bigger concern than anything. Just kind of assume that you get to 3 minutes left. Mike Lozano at the right circle, pass to the end boards.
Yeah, they trust Cooper Cedot and they trust their goalie. Net's off the moorings again.
That's very off. Yeah, no, they were going to let the play continue on that one. The net is.
I don't know how they keep doing that. Kind of confusing.
I'm telling you, it's the net on the right that dislodges more than the left net on the left. Just my opinion.
And it doesn't matter who's in it. It always seems to be that net.
I don't know. We have other people that believe it's the net on the that does it more, but we're all entitled to our own opinion.
And I feel like the same thing happened when we went to Lindenwood and Robert Morris. That net on that side kept on dislodging.
40 seconds left on Lindenwood's power play. Townsend up top. Over to Lozano on the right. Lozano, goal line pass. Looking for that. Townsend in front. Townsend, and that's deflected from Girth.
It's a very big save there by Girth. I held my breath when Townsend shot that one.
Now a chance for Mitchell. Net's dislodged again. And Girth puts it back in place. 20 seconds left on the Lions' power play. And bringing up Tyler Opilka. He's not just going to dump it down. He's going to try to create an offensive opportunity. Going all the way out rounds. And Townsend tips it.
Very good play defensively by Townsend, able to poke that away and negate any chance.
Now Finnegan in front. Already has a goal here in this third period and can't get that one to go. Back to even strength. 3 minutes left for the Illini to find one goal and tie it up against number 1 Lindenwood. Nick Chirillo, you said you've liked how he's played so far. He's been a creator on offense for that third line. Over to Neil Novosel. And freezing the puck. That's great play by the Lions. Ursula ahead to neutral ice. A chance. Alex Kalo going on the right side. Shot! Wide, meets the glass.
Felt a sense of everybody in the stadium holding their breath on that draw or that rush there.
Joe Nolan whiffed on the backhanded pass along the board to try to clear it. And it's tossed all the way ahead. Floating. 2:20 left. The Illini down by 1. Need a goal.
I think they need to find a way to get Girth off too, as there's only about 2 minutes left in this one.
Last night, the Illini with about a minute and a half took Girth out, had that 6-on-5, became a 6-on-4 when the Lions took a minor. Oh, and off Girth's chest.
It also reflect off of Ribba, so great play by him.
Thomas Colas pushed off the puck. Good play by Nick Green. And the Illini now really implementing that full ice press.
Never heard that.
Aggressive forecheck by the Illini.
Yeah.
Just trying to put some new terms in there. Charlie Salk. We'll see if this is the time that
here he comes.
Elliot Girth is going off the Illini for the extra attacker. 100 seconds left in the game. The Illini down by 1. That's Chance Holmgren pushed at the end boards. The 6th attacker is Bobby Ernstein. Chance Holmgren's got to find a way off the puck. He's just trying to stay on top of it right now. It's already been 15 seconds. Finally, the puck's frozen with a minute 22 left. Of an offensive zone draw coming for the Illini with a man advantage.
Yeah, Colas went off to the bench, and John Moskala came on, and I think Moskala's going to replace him as that sixth skater. Now looks like he'll head towards the bench too. Maybe Fabrini's going to go with his timeout here.
Yeah, this is about the same time he used that timeout yesterday.
Yeah, here it is.
And it will be the same time today. So Nick Fabrini going to use his one and only timeout. And with a minute 22 left, the Illini down 3-2 to the Lindenwood Lions. What's got to happen here? The Illini need a quick goal. It's the same situation as yesterday.
Yeah, and I like the way Moskalik plays in these situations. I like the way his body can be such a presence in front of the net, and especially having trouble with getting in the way of a guy like Cooper Cedot's going to be big. But the other thing I like about him is the way he controls rebounds, and I feel like Moskalik has more second chance goals than anybody on this team. So when you throw him down low and put guys like Colas and Ribba on the wings that are sharp shooters, and then you've got the guys that can snipe them like Opilka and maybe Ernstine back at the blue line, you've got a really good shot, whether it's pass Cedot off his game a little bit or just throw pucks at him. I like the Illini's chances to at least tie the game here.
Let's reset. You're watching Illini Hockey presented by YouTube, a Saturday night edition between the Illinois Fighting Illini and number 1 ranked Lindenwood Lions here in ACHA Division I action alongside Anthony Pasquale. I'm Stephen Cohn. The Illini lost 2-1 last night, but they lost 7-2 and 6-1 to the Lions back in October. So it's been a better weekend for the Illini, but not successful yet.
Yeah, not successful yet, but like we've talked about all third period, this game can rewrite their season if it all goes well. So I like the lineup they have out there. It is the 6 guys I said pretty much. I think.
No, and win the draw, the shot from Gasper, and the save by Cooper Cedot.
See, that's the way you got it. You got to get the puck on the stick of Ribba. I mean, they're probably going to keep running that same play.
What a play! What a shot by Ribba. Back. Still Opilka at the blue line. Opilka has the Illini 6-on-5. 1:10 left to go in the game. They're down by 1. At the end boards, tossed across the boards, and all the way ahead. Joe Nolan's going to have to go chase it. He's going to get help from Tyler Opilka. 1 minute left in the game. The Illini trail by 1. That's the John Moskalik. They gain the zone. Bobby Ernst, they may have been offsides on Ernst. Not called. Back to Opilka at the left point. Opilka, the pass to the right. Joe Nolan, back to Opilka. Opilka finds Holmgren, 40 seconds left. Now I need a shot fast. Opilka shoots it on. Now it's Holmgren at the left circle. He's going to shoot it on. Looking for the redirect. Oh, and the Illini comes so close with John Moskalik. 30 seconds left now. They're down by 1.
Great vision there by Ribba when he got it down low. Instead of shooting at a pad, he knew Moskalik had a better angle at it, almost able to jam it home.
20 seconds left. The Illini need something quick. Casper Ribba has it. He's going to gain the zone. 15 seconds. Stephen Quinn, that shot meets the boards. The Illini, 10 seconds left. One more chance. They're down by 1. Back to Joe Nolan. 10 seconds now.
Gotta shoot it. Gotta shoot it.
Opel can handle it. They're letting it have to reset and come back. They don't know yet. It's going to take one more shot. And there's a whistle. But the game's also going to end. The Illini going to fall to the Lindenwood Lions again by 1 goal tonight, 3-2.
Yeah, that's a really tough way to have that one end, especially when you knew you had the shots there, you had the opportunities in that last minute or so, and that puck was just unable to be corralled by Opelka. And you look at these guys, they left it all out there in that one. Even though they came up short, it's such a good way to leave your battle against this team. You lost 4 times, but these last 2, you showed them something. You showed them something to be afraid of if you play them again later on. And you definitely showed a pride in your team that you can compete against anybody. And that's something that Nick Fabrini's going to build on, and hopefully turns out positive for the Illini, and they can build on it moving forward.
You got 3 stars?
Well, yeah, I'll go 3 stars. Third star of the game is going to be Finnegan from Lindenwood. He was all over the ice today. I know he scored 1. He might have scored 2.
No, he scored the first goal there. That put the Lions up 2-1.
That put them up 2-1. Yeah, and that was kind of the big one that shocked the Illini, I feel like. And then I got to go the goalies with the second and first star. I think Elliot Girth played really well. He's not going to get a win, but giving up 5 goals in 2 games against Lindenwood is better than the Illini's goalies did against Lindenwood in 1 game earlier this season. So I'll give Girth the number 2 star, and the number 1 star, Cooper Cedot, played out of his mind again. He's 16-0 on an 18-0 team. Like you said, potential MVP of the league. He gets the number 1 star of the game.
The Illini so close both times this weekend against the nation's number 1 team, but they fall 3-2 tonight. We'll be off next weekend. The Illini traveling to Ames, Iowa to go play Iowa State in CSCHL play. We'll be back in 2 weeks when the Illini return to the Big Pond in February. For Patrick Cazone, Claire O'Brien, Sevilla Morano, and Anthony Pasquale, I'm Stephen Cohen. You watched Illini hockey on YouTube. Illinois lose the number 1 Lindenwood. It's 3-2.